Or you canceled.
when I think of entertainers
Hush,
and
you're
it's
canceled.
cross any genders.
It's funny how you guys are like all on the opposite side because like I'm laughing because I think of like when I see things on like Twitter or TikTok, it literally is one person trying to like stand their ground like with all their life, holding on by dear fucking life, and everyone's like, no, you're canceled. Like,
Fucking trying to cancel me.
I mean, we're in 2015.
He's like R. Kelly over
trying to kill me, man.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 20, almost at 1,000 downloads. Here with the squad, Brandon, AJ, Phil, and then special guest, my twin,
Special
Zayit, a.k.a. Olive Rose, a.k.a. Bonoshini. Don't ask me what it means, but she could tell you what it means.
AKA Baby Zayit.
Yeah, baby.
AKA
Zayit.
look just
There's
like the nigga.
a lot of names.
But yeah.
AKA a dancing queen.
No, I said Phil.
Oh.
Phil in here looking like a Muslim with his snapback no brim. Where you get that from, bro?
Muslim, bro. I saw it on Instagram and it looked good. And then I bought it for like $20, $25. And it didn't look as good on my head, but I'm gonna wear it because I bought it.
No, it actually
Really?
looks good on your head.
I look like I'm fresh out of jail, which
You
is
gotta-
what I was going for.
I should have told you this before, but you gotta just pull the front down a little bit.
Front down a little bit like that.
Yeah,
Too much forehead.
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
that
better.
Okay.
That looks a little better. It looks good on your head. It's just a interesting
Oh no, I
article
saw it
of
on
clothing.
Instagram. Instagram, like the whole shop thing. I was like, oh, this is cool. Strode it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy
Wait,
it.
try to rock it like Ti real quick.
How do I
Like,
do that?
like to the side, not to the side. Hey.
Oh, that's actually way lighter. No, leave it to the side.
I know. I gotta make it straight though. Like, you gotta fit it because it feels weird. Is that better?
But that's not how T.I.
Nah,
does
a
it.
little bit
I like
more off.
that.
Yeah.
Hey, that looks fresh,
I'm
man.
gonna keep it like this for the whole episode.
If you only listening, tune into our YouTube channel. We don't have a specialized YouTube name, so I can't say, youtube.com/Save It for the Pod, but just look up Save It for the Pod or look at our link tree and you'll,
Yeah, look at the link tree. It's kind of tough to find.
yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
'cause-
find it. But anyways, Zayit, how does it feel to be on your first ever podcast? Is this your first ever podcast?
This is my first ever podcast. I've even been through the whole should I make a podcast like with my friends, but I
Yeah.
never got to that point because I'm not that interesting. But
You are
That's a
though.
lot.
I am, but I feel like to do it by myself, I would run out of things to talk about. Because you know that I made the YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was fun. I loved doing it, but after a while, I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to do.
And
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing is consistency. Because
Yeah.
deep down, I feel like you're a creative and you could make good content,
Yeah.
whether it's YouTube or a podcast or
TikTok,
whatever.
follow me on TikTok. I'm trying
Yeah.
to get TikTok famous.
TikTok.
Honestly, if you kill this podcast, you could probably replace Luke.
Where is Luke? Like, what happened?
That man's sick on sick. He's
Yeah.
just sick 24/7.
Oh yeah,
He was
had
working and then he's
Corona,
been
right?
sick. Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, so we might have to replace our dog with get some female representation in here.
Oh,
Women.
I'll come.
Women.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
Women.
female is derogatory nowadays.
Really?
Especially
Apparently,
during Women's Month.
Apparently.
Wait,
it
what?
is.
He said you said females?
I did.
You said female representation.
Female representation.
But you say females before that?
No, I just said female representation on the pod.
Is that bad? I don't think
Is
that's
that-
bad.
No, not really. But when a guy is like, for example, if he was talking about a girl and was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this female did this female
Oh, yeah,
did that,"
that,
then
yeah.
people are
I
like,
was
"It's
saying we could.
disrespectful."
Yeah.
I was just pretty much kicking Luke
I'm
out and
just
replacing
trying to
him with.
cover all our bases,
Yeah.
bro. Trying to make everyone happy, not trying to get canceled.
can
out
make
here in
everyone happy.
2021.
For real.
But Zayit, obviously, I know everything about you, but tell the people and the guys that are here that maybe not, that don't know everything about you. Let the people know about you.
Before you get my favorite thing, and I just realized this recently I was talking to Zach, is that I just forgot she was in Pennsylvania for like 4 years. Like I was like,
I forgot I was in
that part of
Pennsylvania for
like
4
my
years.
memory of her just like was completely deleted. And then I was like, yo, I wonder what it was like for her. Like
It
she
was
was
the worst experience of my life. What do you mean?
in
Like,
nowhere, Pennsylvania, right?
middle of nowhere, nothing to do. And the way that I always like preface it is like the closest Taco Bell was 30 minutes away, which is like a tragedy because I used to
That's
love Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I would
Brandon
like
couldn't do it.
secretly drive to Chipotle and not tell my mom. I would take my mom's car and like go all the way to Penn State to go to Chipotle, which was like an hour away.
Oh my god.
Jesus
The
Christ.
mall was like
Yeah.
the good mall was in Philly, which was 2 hours away. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing to do. Everybody over there like grew up with each other, so they all knew each other from like when they were in
Yeah.
kindergarten. So I came in, they're like, "Who the hell is this black chick?"
Oh, she's exotic.
And I'm like trying to like fit in and stuff. It just didn't work. So it was a rough patch. And I mean, I started making friends once I was like a junior, senior. Like I found like my core group. But before that, I was just like going through the motions. I hated my life. I got in trouble. I got like caught by the cops a couple times because I was just being reckless.
Okay.
What town were you in?
Danville.
And you went
There's
all
that
4
feels
years
like-
of high school in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yeah, the most
Four-
formidable years of your life, high school.
And she came out still regular. Like, thank God.
And I remember too, I was trying to, before I moved, because Zach was in college at the time when he was with you guys. And I begged my dad, I was like, please let me live with him. But like looking back, there's no way I would have lived with you. Like that wouldn't have been normal or like.
It wouldn't have been normal, but I mean, the way our apartment was, like, it would have just been normal.
It would have been.
It would have been normal.
for us.
Yeah, it would have been a community.
Yeah.
You'd have been lit, actually.
Because we had like 20 people in
I
a
know. But I also
three-bedroom
would have
apartment.
been like, if that's how it was, I would have been miserable because
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, no, you probably, honestly, we probably wouldn't have lived together, and then you two would have lived in the next door
In a
apartment
room-
or something,
yeah,
and you would have had your own space type.
Because
deal.
that was when you guys were in Bike Club too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
I actually had to pay rent.
I listened to that episode actually where they were talking about how you were on the couch for like
Ever
a couple
ordering things.
forever.
Yeah, just 1 year.
Tax on an
was
express.
naked at all times on the couch.
Yeah.
Well, if Zayit was living there, I wouldn't walk around in my drawers. But around
I
you
would
guys,
hope
I can
not,
walk around
yeah.
in my drawers.
No, it definitely wouldn't have been able to happen like that way. But she definitely could have still lived there and gone to the same school
Yeah.
or whatever. So
'Cause,
Zach's
I mean,
responsible.
I was zoned for Park Vista and I was so excited because also like
Yeah.
my friend was zoned for there and it was like I knew that he had gone there so I was like
Mm-hmm.
ready and then I will never forget the day I was downstairs, we were both downstairs in
Yeah.
our Lake Worth house.
Yeah.
Papa walks downstairs, he's like, I have something to tell you, and we were like, what? He was like, I got a job offer in Pennsylvania, we're moving. Like my world was like tunnel vision and I was just like,
See, and I didn't even, because it was kind of like a roller coaster of emotions when he told me. Like I was kind of selfishly thinking at the time because he was like, "Yeah, since you're already at FAU, like you can just stay down here."
yeah.
And
I
was
mean, at
like,
that point, he couldn't really tell you what to do.
yeah, I was like,
like,
thank
yeah.
God, but I didn't even really like think about, oh shit, Zayit's about to start high school and she's got to move to. And at
Did
the
you think
time, like I'm thinking Pennsylvania, like. Yeah, we've traveled as a family before. I've been outside the state. But, like, I think Pennsylvania, like, I'm not thinking the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
Right.
That's the thing. Anytime I tell someone like, "Oh, I lived in PA," they were like, "Oh, Philly's so," I'm like, pause. I didn't live in Philly. I lived in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, not even Philly or Pittsburgh.
Oh, you
not
got is
a
Philly and
c-
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
That's
it wasn't
it.
a city at all. And like, I mean, once I started doing dual enrollment on Bloomsburg University's campus, that was kind of cool because I was getting like the college experience. But like, it still was not
Yeah.
anything special, and like there was nothing to do. And then when it snowed, it was like seasonal depression, and like I was just stuck on the mountain like with nothing to do. And our neighborhood was like very like
Oh, that's right. You guys lived in the mountains
dispersed. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like house on house on house, like kind of like Florida is. Like
Yeah.
all the houses were like spread out. So like I didn't even really know my neighbors except for the kids that I
too. And it would get
babysat.
super dark out there too, probably.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So it was.
Sea bears pulling
There
up.
were bears
that
just
pulled
like
up to the
knocking
garage.
on the windows. Yeah, it was crazy. There are a lot of weird, interesting stories. But like just how you said, like I forgot that you lived there. Sometimes I even forget that I lived there because I just
Yeah.
block it out of my memory.
And that's
Yeah.
how I feel about Toledo. Like it was a traumatic experience. Like
Literally,
people
yeah.
ask me about Toledo, I'm like, I don't remember. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how it was for
Yeah,
you.
and I feel like when I say that, I sound dramatic. Like,
Nah.
but that's actually
I
a
went
thing,
to Toledo.
Like,
Toledo is trash.
yeah.
I also-
And
I went to-
Toledo is way better than Danville.
How far is Erie, Pennsylvania, from you?
Like I don't
Because
even know.
I went to Erie also, and I was like, "There's parts of the country like this."
Yeah.
And they had like a indoor water park and stuff. I was there for a basketball tournament. That was there. That was really it. But
I was there. I almost went to college out there at Theo.
yeah.
Oh my God! I'm glad I did not do that.
What's
I
his name?
was out there
I think
for a week.
Kyle went there. He stayed out for a year.
Reggie and Chris went there.
Yeah. Oh, Chris too. Chris went there for a year. Came back.
See, when you get into
dude,
these small
bro,
towns,
I was there for a week, and it was like the most depressing thing I ever. I was like, "Yo, I cannot be here." And all the players like, "Yeah, I thought about killing myself."
Oh my gosh.
And I
Look,
was
they
like,
don't
"Bro,
even have
what?"
like.
I'm
They don't
like-
even.
I go to the next one. He's like, "Yeah, I thought about it too. It's just depressing out here." I was
Look,
like, "Bro,
bro,
I definitely
see,
don't want to come here."
I get it because y'all are spoiled and y'all from Florida. So from y'all's perspective, going to those places.
But you also, you from the Midwest, but you also from Chicago. It's not like
I'm from Chicago, and when I went to Carbondale, I felt the same way because it's like a little small town, middle of bumfuck nowhere.
But you had college there, so
but you have a college there, so I was like, well,
that's like being in Gainesville, or like.
So is that a college town?
It is.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, whenever you get to towns like that, it's not the location that makes it special, it's the people and the shit you do.
Yeah, but she had no people.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean,
he was in Toledo. I was more so referencing Toledo.
Yeah.
For you, I feel bad, especially being like a black person from South Florida.
That's another thing. It was like my school. I'm not even being dramatic. I remember like 10 black kids, and like we all like created an alliance because we were just like trying to like make it out of that high school. And actually this one girl, we ended up being like best friends. She was like I think Egyptian or Ethiopian or something. I think she's Egyptian.
She bad?
Yeah, she's bad.
Ethiopians be bad.
She was really cute.
She's
Does she have a big forehead?
Actually, no, not
Maybe
really.
she
She
might
has
not
really
be
long
Ethiopian.
curly hair. She's
Ethiopians be having like that golden brown skin.
What she look like?
She was in
now?
high school, Phil.
She's beautiful. Like
Right.
I mean, she has like really dark skin, long curly hair.
She's legal
like,
now.
Nah, but Ethiopian girls are beautiful. So
But
I
so
say that
like
jokingly.
there were just a couple of us, and then there were like 3 Hispanic girls, and the rest of everyone was like white.
Well, the high school I went to my freshman year only had like 10 black people.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Same.
But you were
It was
still
down
in
here.
South Florida though.
Yeah, that's
so,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
But that's even more wild.
Yeah. That is.
And I mean, it
Um,
wasn't that shocking either, because like we went to school in Boca, which
Yeah.
was like also like white Jewish
Yeah.
people. But like at least we grew up with them, so like we knew everyone, and like FAU
But
was super
Boca's different.
familiar.
Boca's probably like wealthy white as
Yeah.
opposed to, it sounds like they're more poor.
But
or
even
working
besides
class.
this, I think maybe I've had this conversation with y'all or you. I don't remember. But once I moved to the Midwest, I quickly realized that South Florida white and Midwest or Pennsylvania, whatever,
different.
everywhere else white is way different.
They're
way
seasoned
different
down here.
It's
Yeah.
cultured.
They
Yeah.
look different too.
Yeah.
The white people are more cultured. They're more accepting. Like, you still have real racism. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird because being down here
In South Florida, but then even in
in
parts
South,
of Florida,
maybe in
there's,
South
like,
Florida, yeah,
two,
South Florida specifically. But like when I came down, and I was like, I had to like, I guess check myself because I was just grouping everybody in one group. Like, oh, they're probably Mexican and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
that's a white dude, and the white dude speaking Spanish with blue eyes. And he's
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm not white, I'm Cuban. I'm like, oh, my fault, bro.
Yeah.
So like, if you take that same attitude up north, it's very like basic. It's like, you white,
Mhm.
you white, you black, and we
Yeah.
kind of fuck with you or we kind of don't. And you know off rip
Yeah.
who fuck with you and who don't.
But I guess I would also say maybe it's not South Florida white, but anywhere you're in a major city, I think those white people are going to, because New York is going to be different. I'm sure Chicago's probably different. Like
A little bit.
Cali's probably different, and Houston and all that. So
Because Chicago's still pretty segregated.
You ever been to Toledo, Phil?
No, I don't think I ever visited you in Toledo.
Bro, like we drove from Toledo to Columbus.
But I've
Yeah.
been to
Bro, I was
Canton.
like, yo, this place, like Ohio, is terrible.
Bro, I've been to
It was
Canton.
It was the
and
winter.
I
It was
thought
the
same
winter.
thing.
It was the winter also, but it was like it doesn't even make like there's a bunch of space because no one wants to live there, but it doesn't even make sense of like
yeah,
how things are placed. Like there's just a bunch of space, and then there's a random like grocery store.
Yeah.
and if AJ
then-
is saying this, you know it's trash.
and
Because
then-
AJ tries to find the best in everything.
And like I was saying, I was like, okay, when I was there, I was like, oh, like this is kind of cool. Like around the college, obviously, is better. But we were driving, and I was like there's a random house, and then nothing for a long
Yeah.
time on like a random street.
Yeah,
Like that would be if you guys are familiar with down here, like US 27 by like the
Yeah,
Everglades. It's
yeah,
how it's
exactly.
like bare out there, and then there's just a house. And I'm like, whoever lives there is sketchy. Like,
Yeah, for real.
like if you need to get gas, you have to drive 10 miles. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Canton's very similar. There's
Yeah, probably.
absolutely nothing in Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio, I probably put on
and
one of
people
the
from
worst places
Ohio
I've been
ride
to.
for Ohio so hard. I guess like they're from
Ohio!
Cleveland and like I guess
Columbus.
bigger area, maybe since they're bigger
Yeah.
areas. But
That's
Like-
all they got.
yeah. Columbus isn't that bad. Cincinnati's not that bad.
yeah, when I went to Columbus, I was like, oh, there's like a regular place here. Like it
Yeah.
was like it's a nice area. They have cool architecture. Obviously, Ohio State's there, which is
Yeah.
pretty big.
Columbus and UF were the two main school, like I guess bigger universities I've been to, and I've spent a lot of time on their campuses. And I was like, this school has way too many people to not have enough hoes.
What?
Like bad women. Like
Every girl at Ohio State looks exactly blonde.
bro,
white
they were
hair,
like,
blue
oh,
eyes.
we got 50,000 students. I'm like, I'm up here for the week. I'm about to just see what the campus look like. Cause any campus I go to, especially when I was in college, I would just canvas it. So you can get a good grasp of just hanging out in the main areas of if it's a cute campus or not.
Yeah, I feel like all the Ohio
It's
State
not.
white girls look the same.
Ohio State's not. Florida is the worst on the
UF?
out of Florida. Yeah, UF
Yeah.
out of all the Florida colleges I've been to. Never been to FSU. But
Well, get your girlfriends.
FSU.
I know. I tell her that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows I tell her that. But, I mean, I got lucky. She's cute, but I mean,
Mhm.
as an overall campus,
All right, I just wanted you to make that clarification.
as an overall campus, UCF, FAU, UM have way finer chicks.
UM's not that great. Bro.
I was gonna say
Honestly.
that the people that I've met from UM, girls and guys, have been like trust funds pretty, like trust funds.
Yeah.
But it's
looks.
not the thing, which, again, most people know I've been a UM fan my entire life. But once I started actually working there, I was like, oh shit, this isn't really what I thought, because 75% of the students there are outside the state of Florida. They're not from Florida. So they're not the, and you forgot FIU. FIU has some
FIU,
really,
yeah, FIU got some good looking people.
all the Miami girls, Cuban girls, and all that. But anyways, moving on. So something else about Zayit. Is there anything else you want to let the people know? What do you do? What do you do for a living?
So I am the CMO for a skincare company. It's called Clean Skin Club. We are relatively newer. I've been working there for like 6 months roughly. And so I just do all of like the paid social and running ads and stuff.
Hey.
It's been pretty cool. Shout out marketing. Shout out AJ. He's actually helped me a lot with like my job career path, trying to figure out like what I'm doing and finding jobs and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Besides that, I just hang out with my dog and
And goes out to eat all
And
the
go
time,
out to
which leads
eat.
to my next point. So Zayit's a super big foodie. Actually has a food page on Instagram, so go ahead, follow that. It's just Zayit's, right? So Zayit's
Zai
name,
underscore
yeah,
eats.
Yeah.
Zayit is Zayit. That's how you spell her name. But the page is, you said Zay.
ZAY underscore EATS.
nice.
I haven't posted in like a year, but I've been going out to eat a lot more. So I'll hop back on that trend real quick. But yeah, I mean, I started my food page like
It was a-
like
It was a
2 years
project, right?
ago.
At first.
I was gonna turn it into a blog. Like it was just for myself because I was bored and didn't know what to do with my
okay.
time. So I was gonna make a food page, and I know that like I always was trying to get like desserts and stuff, and like I would always text like Zach or like some of my other friends like, oh, I'm gonna get this today, or like where should I go? So I made the page and started posting just like a bunch of stuff, and it was getting some traction, like just based off of like hashtags and like the locations and shit. So, but then like COVID happened and I
Yeah.
wasn't going out anywhere. I was like trying to make food at home with like HelloFresh. I was like,
Yeah.
look at this, but like nobody gave a shit, so
Yeah.
I stopped. But yeah, I mean now Miami's a great place to live for food. I mean, even just in the past year, there's been a bunch of places that have opened up. So I've been trying to try those out. And
Yeah, 'cause you have Miami Food and Wine down here too.
yeah, exactly.
festival.
So I mean, I usually always end up eating like Asian, fusion, Japanese, Mexican, like that type of food. But yeah, I mean,
So before we get into some of your favorite restaurants, so that people have some context, what's your favorite food?
Or type, I know.
Yeah, type of food.
type I would say would probably be like the Asian
Yeah.
categories.
Asian
like,
and Mexican.
Japanese is my favorite. I like Korean barbecue and like Korean fusion stuff. There's this place called Drunken Dragon, which you need to try, that I went there like 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a speakeasy vibe,
Mhm.
but when you walk in, it's like this like really nice restaurant, and they had like the best food that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like I got like lobster and like short rib and.
I'm a broke
something
boy,
Now
so
that-
that sounds too much. Like it's too much.
Maybe
But
we'll
it
tell our
was-
parents to go there tomorrow.
I told Mama and Papa about it, and they said
Yeah.
it sounded good, but they're like weird about the whole like eating inside
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So, I mean, fair enough, but
Yeah.
Now, I used to, every time I found something, hey, Zay, check this place out. or like, have you been here? Is this good or whatever? Like,
literally, yeah.
Or if I went to Salty Donut and I like something, it's like, hey, I'll send it to Zach and.
Speaking of salty
Zayit.
donut, did you try the Nosberry Farms one?
I haven't. Wait, is that what you
Yeah,
said?
that's what I told you
Okay.
to get, the sticky bun.
A sticky bun.
Well,
yeah.
if you go to Wynwood with us after this,
Yeah.
because I think we're going to plan on going there, because I told Tatiana's mom.
Mhm.
And sister.
Tomorrow's the last day to get it, so you're running
Yeah.
low on time. But it's the best donut I've ever had.
Okay.
In my
The
life.
sticky bun.
Yeah.
I also just thought about it. I feel like Asian food is kind of cheating.
What do you mean?
Like as a no, not for you, but I'm just saying
Oh.
it's just in general as like a cuisine, because every other food is like, hey, this is like Mexican food. That's one country. But like
that's true.
Asian, you
That's
got
true.
Japanese, you got Chinese, you got
Thai.
Vietnamese,
True,
you got
true.
Thai, and everyone
Korean.
just lumps them together like, oh, like Asian food, but it's like
So if I had to break it off, I would say like Japanese.
Japanese,
is
yeah.
probably my favorite. Yeah, like sushi.
sushi and yeah. I feel like Japanese fusion with anything is like really good. Like there's this sushi restaurant I like a lot that's Peruvian and Japanese, and like they have like ceviche rolls and
Yeah.
like is
There was
Fire. Shout out Ishi Lima.
There's a fusion restaurant in San Francisco where they did sushi Ritos. Oh, it's the best shit in the world.
What's
bro.
that?
A
It's
sushi
the-
burrito.
Yeah, that's-
sushi
Oh, I
That
thought you
sounds-
said
Sushi Rito.
Yeah, you've had.
Fire. It was like the first time I had it, and I was like, and I was eating. Obviously, I was eating fish at the time. I was like, bro, this is amazing. How come no one in Florida has ever thought about this?
There's been a
They
like
have sushi burritos
well,
down
Well, they
here.
have
Phil,
them now,
yeah,
but-
Oh,
Phil.
okay.
When Phil told us about it, really hadn't heard about it at the time, and then I slowly started seeing them pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel like even like a month after you said it, I went. There was like a place in Miami. I don't know if they had been there before, but I had heard about it or went and tried it.
Yeah, she was popping.
So, do you have any other favorite places minus the ones that you already listed?
It's so hard to pick a favorite because like
You like one thing from a bunch of
there's
places.
exactly. So it's like it's hard to like clump them. But I did go to this place called Juvia, which quick lesson that means rain in Spanish. I'm cultured now. But that place was really good. It's like a rooftop in Miami, and they have like really cool drinks, and their food was really really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
But
This
like
is-
if I'm just trying to get something casual, like
Chipotle. No.
no, I've gotten food poisoning from there now 3 times.
Yeah, no more.
Bro, the other day I got Chipotle and I thought everything was cool, calm, and collective. I didn't get the chicken because that's what gave me food poisoning the last 2 times, and I thought I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
But then I got the chicken because like it was the only thing that they had fresh, and I was fine. I ate half of my bowl, and then like I was driving home and I had like sharp pains in my stomach, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's weird. Like whatever.
why would you go with it? Like
You should've got the
after
sofrito.
I feel
after the
they-
second time, because
Hold
that was
on.
me and Wendy's. Like I
Mm-hmm.
haven't eaten Wendy's since I've gotten food poisoning the second time.
I got
It
a
was
question.
so I just gotten done at the gym, and it was the only place that was open. I was starving, and so I
Which
just
one?
got
Which
How is it the
Chipotle?
only place open?
which Chipotle?
Yeah, in
It was,
this
it was
area.
in Miami.
Probably the only one that's not
Oh.
terrible food. You know.
Did you get the mud butts?
You don't have
Yes.
to- I was gonna say you don't have to answer.
But
that.
I also as I was driving home from Coral Gables to
You got the
Mama
Muppets
and Papa's
then?
house. No, I had
Oh.
the worst stomach ache, and I felt like nauseous, and I was like, that's weird, like
Yeah.
that this is happening so fast. But I was like, I'm not gonna throw up, like I'm fine. I literally stopped on the middle of US 1 at like 1 a.m. Opened my door. There was a cop behind me. He probably thought I was drunk,
Yeah.
and I just yacked on this like in the middle of the street, and then
that's
just like went about my day because like it just fucked up my stomach, and
Yeah.
now I'm never eating at Chipotle
Yeah.
again.
Cool. I only asked because you went an hour out the way up in Pennsylvania. But the thing is,
It
like,
used to be my favorite.
everyone, like, usually, not everyone, but most of the time, people are like, oh, like, chicken's a healthier option, or like, you do chicken more so than anything else. But chicken is the easiest thing to mess up. Like,
Yeah.
almost every other food you can eat raw. You can't eat
Yeah.
chicken raw,
Yeah.
or you will die. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, so.
But I am happy to see that you've diversified your palate, because as a kid, I used to be the pickiest eater.
Chicken
in the
tenders and fries.
Chicken dinners and fries,
Yeah.
pizza.
world. She hated salmon.
Man, you sound like a microwave baby.
My little sister started out like that.
I won't. Speaking of microwaves, I will never forget like being a picky eater. My dad would like. I'm sure a lot of parents did this, but would like set the timer.
Yeah.
And what I would do with broccoli, because like Mama made it so nasty. She would like boil it. Like I like
Yeah.
like roasted broccoli, and she would
Yeah.
boil it. It was like soggy. So I would put it in my mouth and like be like, "Can I get a paper towel?" My dad would be like, "Yeah, do whatever you want." So then I would grab a paper towel and be like, and just like wrap it in the paper towel. It was like this big, and then I would just chuck it in the garbage, and I got away with it. But so,
Jesus Christ.
but yeah, I used to be a very very picky eater, but now I like most things. The only thing I don't think.
Do
I
you
can-
remember how Zayit used to be the weirdest kid? I'm not going to embarrass her on this podcast, but do you remember like every time you would eat rolls, you would always like smush them into a perfect ball? And that was like the
Yes.
only way.
A lot of people do that though.
How much is a lot?
Serial killers do that.
How much is a lot? Come on.
Wait, what?
I've met like 3 other people in my entire life.
And 2
No,
of them are in jail
I-
now.
I've seen like It's funny because I use TikTok a lot. Like I just
Yeah.
like scroll through and like there's so many things, like even including that I'll see that other people said they did that as a child. I'm like, wow, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, there are a lot of things that I did as a child that were weird. I fully realized that. I don't know what the hell happened, but I did some things that were very questionable.
Very weird kid, but you're
All right.
normal now. So.
Yeah.
And then the food thing kind of leads into the next thing.
Yes.
Go ahead. Zach.
So
What
is
was the
it
question?
is it feminine for a man to order desserts? Because a woman tweeted, like she went on this whole rant saying that it's feminine, like men shouldn't be eating desserts. It's very questionable, like if she's on a date with a guy, like that's a
And you
red
ordered
flag
dessert,
right there.
like hold yeah, red flag. That's what she said.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, yo, this only has to like be her and whoever's replying. Like I felt like the people replying were kind of just joking with where they were taking it.
Yeah.
And then like someone else replied like, hey, there's a girl talking about the same exact thing last year. And I'm like, yo, a lot of people think this or feel this way. Where like the other girl was even worse. She was like, yeah, this guy. So she said you can't order appetizers or desserts. Like that's what the girl liked last year.
Appetizers?
Yeah.
Appetizers?
She said you look sassy as hell ordering a spinach dip.
I thought you looked like a broke boy if you didn't order
right.
appetizers.
exactly.
What?
She said I would rather. She's like, if you're that damn hungry, I would rather you order 2 meals. Men eat meals.
What?
Yeah, like this. I was like, yo, this is wild.
But sometimes
That's
I
cap.
also
That's
would it be
that's
feminine if
sexist.
you
cap.
ordered an appetizer as a meal? Because I was actually at Yard House last night,
Ooh.
and I mean, you're the one that put me on the poke nachos. That's my favorite thing, but that's an appetizer.
I had those on Tuesday.
That's
actually.
true.
I know you've been triggered by this whole subject.
my
Zach.
Tuesday
Yeah,
meal.
I do.
As a habitual dessert
Yeah,
orderer,
I'm
how
a
you
deserter
feel?
too.
Yeah, I
facts.
think everyone here, minus Brandon, has an extreme sweet tooth. So,
Brandon is a man.
yeah, Brandon is a manly
Man's
man.
I guess.
That nigga eat bears.
No, but he eats appetizers though, so
Yeah.
that's kind of questionable. You
yeah,
don't eat
I mean,
appetizers?
You eat appetizers,
I don't remember.
but you also eat a meal
I don't-
too.
I don't
You don't
remember
just
ever
eat a.
ordering appetizers.
I
for the
usually
most
don't order
part.
dessert.
Oh, I ordered a soup. That was it. But
That's gay.
That's how it, what?
That's
gay.
soup,
Yeah, bro,
bro.
that's feminine.
That's feminine.
Bro, soups.
A
That's
soup.
you
that's
gon'
gay
you
as
gon'
hell,
blow
bro.
on it and slurp it up, bro.
Yeah,
Come
that
on
shit's so
now.
gay.
That's feminine as hell.
Niggas ordering soups now.
I guess.
guess.
I guess.
Yeah, but the one because I only saw it because you replied. You
Yeah.
replied to it and you hadn't even read it all. But she was like,
Bro, I was furious after I read
after
it.
you
all.
read it all,
Ruined his day.
yeah, she was just like,
This nigga Zach was combing his wig.
Zach felt so attacked. Like, bitch, I eat dessert.
Cheesecake is my favorite food, period. Like, it's not even like, oh, that's my favorite dessert. Like, cheesecake is my favorite food. So I definitely took
It's
that shit
okay,
to heart.
bro.
Like,
okay.
if Tatiana tells me that now, like, with our wedding coming up and stuff, like, I'm ending it right then and there.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna read the tweet, and I'm not that good at reading out loud, so don't make fun of me. She goes, I would have passed it. I would have passed it on by now. I would have been like, I picked Phil to read. Popcorn reading. Yeah. She said,
I
eating
hate that shit.
Eating sweet foods is a female trait. I once dated a guy who loved dessert and would always order the most indulgent confection on the menu. Instant turnoff. And then she goes, I don't eat sugar. I never touch desserts that aren't homemade. And even then, hold on. Yeah,
Like,
and
she
even,
said she doesn't eat white sugar, right? Or
yeah,
did
that's,
she
yeah,
ju-
that's
oh,
just
okay.
white sugar.
Oh, okay.
And even then, I
Out
don't
to
have
the
a
people.
sweet tooth. So I'd just be sitting there politely. I just did a screen
She
recording
just
and
sounds
it keeps jumping.
upset.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real.
And then at the end of the day, when I was reading this, I was like, wait, so you don't eat dessert and all this? Are you a man? Are you saying you identify as a man
Yeah,
now, or like,
exactly. No,
are
she's
you
saying that
you
she's
think
more-
you're
she's
masculine?
She's a
man.
masculine
You're masculine.
female.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, even on the bigger picture, like, women kill me with this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all define what's masculine. It's
Yeah.
too feminine, but then y'all push a lot of
Yeah, but I
feminine
think-
stuff on men.
Right, but I think she's
So it's like,
that's
there's
true.
never-
A lot of women do.
Be
There's
okay with your. I don't even know
A lot
how
of
to
women
say
do that, but I
femininity,
think
femininity,
she's not like
pharmaceuticals. I
the
don't know how to
norm
say
of
it.
women. She's like on the other
Femininity.
end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But like some guy replying, he's like, yeah, the most disciplined, virtuous guy I know barely eats anything sweet. A strawberry is a treat for him. He's a former attack helicopter pilot and father of four. And a father of four.
Like that means anything. He has 4 children.
And then she was like, exactly.
That's
Like,
Bro, he was
Strawberry.
definitely like just like I forgot how to say the words. Words are hard right now.
It's
Nigga
just
can't
so
even eat
confusing,
fruits.
bruh. Like,
It's
crazy.
so upsetting because it's like, I mean, I don't eat sweets, but that makes no damn sense.
man,
It doesn't make sense. As a woman, I'm saying it doesn't make any type
Yeah.
of sense.
It's like if I'm starving, what am I gonna do? Not eat these berries?
Because
Like,
also
you know
think
what I'm
about
saying?
too
Like,
when
not
it's
eat
like
this
your
stuff?
birthday or like a celebration and they bring out like
I
a
don't like that
dessert with
shit.
like why?
I don't know.
Too much pressure?
No, I just
No,
don't
you-
like eating sweets. Like,
Okay, well, you're
there'll
the
be like
oddball,
a day
yeah.
out of the month where I'll be like, I'm gonna eat some sweets, and I'll
Yeah.
tear down some sweets. But I'll be like 3 months later, nothing, no
So
sweets.
as a kid, like Halloween wasn't popping for you.
I never really cared. Like I just went and got. I was like,
Yeah.
I got all the candy, and then I would just leave it, and my peeps would eat it. I wouldn't eat it.
see, I binge on sweets, so I don't
Same.
like. It's weird, like, because I'm very extremist in a lot of ways. So I'll be able to cut off it
And
for like
always.
2 months,
And
and then when I
always.
do it, I'll do it for the whole weekend. So like
Yeah.
last night, I had vegan cookies, and I had 3.
Yeah,
And I ate them till my stomach hurt, and I was like, I shouldn't have bought this much.
3
shit.
cookies?
Like 3 gourmet fire.
I'm just a savory kind of person. I like stuff
Yeah.
that's savory, like steaks and stuff. Wow, I don't eat that much
Like
meat
meat?
anymore.
So like I like.
I
I
don't-
mean, I like desserts
Why
too.
you
But
smile
I
at me
don't.
when you say that?
I don't. I don't
I
really
did.
like sugary sweets or like really like fruity sweets. I mostly like. Not sometimes I do, but I mostly like stuff that is like richer tasting or
This
Like
nigga like
chocolate.
Pazookies.
yeah, chocolate or like yeah.
We used to steal
Or,
candy
like,
from the
baked
store,
goods.
so I grew up on like gas station candies and the candy lady. You
Yeah.
take $2 to the candy lady,
Yeah.
come back, think you hit a lick.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I ate sweets, but like it was like I don't know what happened. Something just was a turnoff, and I stopped eating sweets like that. I used to love zebra cakes. Now I'll go like, oh man, let me go eat one. I eat one, I'm like, I don't want to finish the
Yeah,
rest of
that
this.
Yeah, there's
type
a-
of stuff now, I grew out of it.
Oh,
Because,
okay, yeah.
you know,
'Cause you're
vegan,
vegan.
obviously, yeah.
Or like
So,
the
like, your
cosmic
palate changed.
brownies.
But see, those shits,
I
like,
used to fucking
The
tear up
little
cosmic
Debbies
brownies.
and all that shit.
I don't like any of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't like.
I
like
never did.
Twinkies. I never liked any of those
Yeah,
because at a young age I knew what good sweets were.
yeah. Me and Zach. are
and
the
I was
same.
like, this is
We had
not good enough
sophisticated
for my
palates.
yeah.
The poverty.
Wow.
we had sophisticated.
Y'all eating Debbie
sophisticated
cakes? I
palates.
would never.
I would never, you fucking peasants. Don't get out of here with that
Honey
zebra
bun.
cake.
Nah,
Actually, honey
Go
buns
back
were
to
honey
the
buns.
Nah,
sweet
that's true.
when
I
you
like
belong.
honey buns a lot.
honey buns in 10 seconds in a
You
microwave?
used to be obsessed with honey buns.
No, it was big Texas.
Oh,
I was
those,
Oh
obsessed
yeah,
with.
the cinnamon
Big
rolls.
Texas
with the white
Oh,
white
yeah.
frosting?
That
Yes.
whoever made those and decided like these deserve to be in vending machines, shout out to you because though I would pay like $5 for those, no cap.
You used
You
to
had
get
vending
them all
machines
the
in high school.
time.
You used to always
That's
get.
how I survived in
I
high
didn't-
school.
Texas is
not really,
$1.25 though,
Oh.
and vending machines no. Like,
Yeah,
we
a
were
dollar,
$2.
$1.25, $1.50,
Then it went
whatever.
to like $1.75.
Bro, I would
and was
pay
like,
$5
It
niggas
for
had
a
just
big Texas.
enough sugar and carbs to get me through the day, and basketball practice in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big Texas.
Yeah, eat like 2 of them.
I
Bro,
used to
those
be
shits are
addicted to
$2,
fire.
man. Why would I pay $7 for lunch?
Yeah.
Like when I get 2 big Texas for $2.
Oh yeah, because you went to private school too. Private
Nah,
school.
I went. That's when
must
I
be
was going to
taxing.
public school, man.
Oh, okay.
The fucking lunches were expensive. Like,
Really?
For no damn reason.
They were 7 at Westboro. They were 7.
They were like
can
$7,
cut
bro,
out
or
that
like
if you
$8
want.
because like it had a bunch of different. Cause it was a new school,
Yeah, that's
so they
true.
had a
That's
bunch
weird.
of different stuff on the menu, like chicken wings. You had all
Oh,
kind
okay,
of
that's
shit.
And y'all
cool.
had all that on the menu.
Yeah.
Our lunch was like.
But then
Ours
but-
was like fake burgers.
We used to have a Bosco
we
sticks
had
for a
good
buck.
shit. But
Yeah.
then I went. Well, that one out.
Yeah.
But I went to my high school
Mm.
and they had wraps. These big old fat wraps, fresh fries. You
Yeah.
can get salads. I was like,
Private
bro,
school food
salads.
is lit.
These niggas serving rabbit food? Like, yo, you had Frosties, you had sodas, like real sodas. You had like
Real
real
soda.
chips in the bag. You had
Yeah.
cookies. You had all kind of stuff you can get. You can literally get anything. They had Slim Jims. Like, bro, I was like, what?
Yeah.
But it was the same price. But like this stuff they cooked right.
Oh, it
in
was the
front of
same
you.
price
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
as was-
actually-
Yeah, they cooked it.
as the
Y'all
other
had
school.
hibachi.
As
bro?
the public school.
Yeah, they would cook that stuff right in front of you. And they would pull out a freezer, cook that stuff, fry it, and you eat like a king.
Yeah,
See, I
private-
never really experienced like school lunch because
Oh, yeah.
I always brought my lunch.
Yeah,
Really?
private school lunch is decent, but it's usually more expensive.
Y'all remember that?
Like I didn't have like much money when I was going to my private high school, and I was like, getting rice and beans every day. That's all I ate, rice and beans and like water.
Y'all remember that? It was like a Twitter picture. They show like the cardboard box little pizza with the sausages on it, the Bosco sticks. That was literally my lunch every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
So when y'all talk about like this good lunch, I'm like, damn, like we thought we was eating good lunch.
I'm not saying I ate that every day. I'm just
I ate
saying
it.
it was
What was your
available.
favorite public school lunch day?
I had free lunch. That's all. Poor bro.
Well, okay, but still, what was your favorite
item on the menu?
Bosco sticks, which were $1.
What is that?
Bosco stick is like this big cheese bread stick.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Bosco, so you have
Yeah,
Bosco
because
sticks.
you guys have different lunch than we have in Florida.
Yeah, so we had Bosco sticks. Pizza day was cool, and then they had a nacho day that was really good. Like, so it'd be like,
So at our school, even though I didn't bring my lunch, but sometimes I would like get whatever they had. And I don't know if they had it when you were there, but we had our chef. His name was Chef Joe. I don't know if he was
Yeah,
there.
Oh,
or not.
I remember. Chef
But
Joe.
he made these things called taco in a bag, which Taco
I
Bell
was just about to say
eventually
that.
got. It's just like Doritos and then like ground beef and
walking
cheese. And stuff.
tacos.
The
It's
walking
really
tacos,
Fritos.
yeah.
It's not supposed to be Doritos. It's supposed to be Fritos.
Yeah, but Fritos are trash.
That was my favorite thing. And that was when I ate red meat.
Yeah.
Don't
They
ever
are.
knock walking
Beat your
tacos.
ass when
I
these
think I like-
cameras are off.
I think I liked fajita days.
Damn, y'all have
Fajitas.
fajitas?
They were. It's public school though, so it was like you had,
It was
you know,
just
like the little,
onions.
you know, like the
It was cat
guac
meat.
cup.
Yeah.
Like it would be like 3 pieces of chicken and like some peppers and onions in there with a little bit of, like sauce
Yeah.
and then like 3 tortillas.
But y'all got a
And a
guac cup?
chocolate no, like you know, I'm saying the size of like a guac cup.
I was
It
gonna say
like
the
that
fat. I
big.
was gonna say if y'all got a guac cup in high school, y'all was already privileged.
No,
The best days in public school was the Mexican pizza days.
Yeah, Mexican pizza was
can't-
good, but you could frisbee it for sure.
Frisbee it.
Like throw it and it would
Why
fly.
would you throw it? I would eat it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I was
this-
like,
You
like,
see me
that
jumping
was,
from table to catch it.
like
nigga,
that-
like,
that
oh,
act-
God,
Mexican
that
pizza
was
day was
easy.
like
Oh, my
food
God.
fight.
That actually, so that's what I was just gonna ask, because
wild.
I feel like our school, me and Zayit school, was
So
definitely
wasteful.
different than like a normal public school. But did y'all actually ever have a food fight,
I had
or was that just
food
something that
fights
was in
a
the
bunch growing up.
Really,
Like
bro?
in-
That is lit.
No,
I went to this middle school and it was all portables, and yeah, it got messy. Like it was bad. I got out of there because I sat by the door.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, did
and
you
I was
participate?
like, nah, I didn't. I because I was like, I wasn't trying to have chocolate milk on me or
Yeah.
whatever for whatever, but it was terrible. And then they came on the announcement like, guys, we got something. Next day, same thing. But like it would be trash. Like I saw the
Public
aftermath. I
schools.
stayed by the door. I was like, yo, let me just see what's going on.
Yeah.
Everything flying, like the little cardboard recyclable trays that just like chucked, bro. It
Jesus
was terrible.
Bro, that sounds lit.
Ours
And
wasn't that
then in
bad.
high school, for like someone did their senior prank. There was a food fight, and then they also, I think someone brought a smoke grenade and like smoked
my
out the whole,
God.
like the fire department had to come and smoked out the entire thing.
Jeez.
It was
Yeah.
that one was insane.
Did y'all ever have food fights?
Yeah. I never participated. I just watched from afar.
Yeah, because I was always hungry.
Good.
I'm like, I'm gonna eat.
We
I'm
had
gonna eat and get out of here.
we had a
I
mini one,
catch the
but
milk out of the air and go
yeah,
drink.
we had like a mini one one of the years in high school. But our school used to be like heavily secure.
Yeah.
So like we had metal detectors. Like we had days we had metal detectors and like the police come through. So like niggas was always fight. So like as soon as like something gets thrown, you got like maybe 10 minutes to engage
Yeah.
before they break it up. So,
Oh no, these didn't last for a long time. But legit, like people would plan it, or if you saw just like one milk carton be thrown, and in every because I went
get
to
out,
a bunch of different high
run.
schools. I think my first one they didn't have any, but every other one there was a bunch. But like you see one thing just, and then I was like, oh no, and
This
just
is
get out,
happening.
and like legit, it would just be like because in one of the schools it was a big public school. The place was huge, and it would be super loud during lunch. Everyone's talking. Like one thing gets thrown, or like if there was a fight was about to start, like it would just get super quiet for a second and eerie, and then it would just erupt again. Just the fight, like
Did y'all ever used to get bullied or be the bully?
nah, I never.
I feel like
wasn't-
Baby Phil.
Yeah, I
Which
never-
also shout out Baby
Stop.
Phil.
Baby Phil.
Phil,
I never got bullied. I was a person. I was like, hey, don't bully people. I kind of stuck up for other
Yeah.
people.
I bullied the
I was a
bullies.
little bit of both, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like I never got bullied because, like you said, in high school I was little.
Baby
so
Phil.
like
Yeah.
when I got to high school I was 5'2".
I can
89
imagine little
pounds.
Phil bullying
Like,
people up.
And I was in high school with my brother. I was in
I
high
was
school
like,
with my
I gotta
brother.
give people's respect, so I'm
He
gonna be
was like,
bullying.
he's scrappy dude.
No, it was weird. I was just because I was so small and like at the time I was like banging. So So like in middle school, going into high school, we had like our little cliques, and it was like MWB, it was like Midwest Bangers.
Yeah.
And so,
Bro, Phil loves making nicknames for all his crews.
He does.
nah, I didn't make that nickname. They came up with it. So like
your
I'm with my crew.
Your hat's kind of put it back.
I gotta put it back.
It's correcting
So
itself.
like I'm with my crew. We like banging a little bit. So it was like you couldn't really mess with me because I was the little one in the group.
Yeah.
And then when I got to high school, my cousin moved in with me. He's from the west side of Chicago. So me and my family from the south side of Chicago. And so like within the first week or two that he got to the school, he had knocked out 2 dudes.
Really?
So like he already had a rep like he a headhunter. And my brother was already banging.
Yeah.
We was in the same grade. He was a headhunter. So it's like, in order to get to me, you gotta go through them. Like my cousin was the type like, oh, a nigga wanna fight you? I'd be like, no, I got it. I'll fight him. No, I got it. And that's it. So like going through high school, bro, it was sweet. Like I didn't have to do shit, which was cool. But then it was like, nah. But then at the same time, once I got older, my homies thought like, bro, you ain't never did shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so then I had to prove to them like, bro, I'm about that life too. So it was weird. And then I was kind of like, I bullied some people sometimes, but I was cool. I was like a nice bully. Like I just talked a lot of shit.
Were there any bullies in Pennsylvania? Zayit?
I don't remember.
That's
that
true.
I
cognitive
really
dissonance,
don't
right?
remember. Like, honestly, I mean, actually, no. I remember my freshman year when I was like brand new,
Yeah.
there were these kids who people bullied, and they were the ones that took me in first. But they were the nicest ones. Like, they were
Wait,
so
the
cool.
bullies took you in, or the
No, the
No,
bullied.
Oh, okay.
The bullied took me
Yeah.
in. Like, they were
course.
like the kind of like,
Yeah, so you were a dork then.
I
That's what
I
you mean.
low key I was like they took me in
Dweeb.
first. I was like, I'm gonna just make the friends that I
Yeah.
can, and I started dating this dude, which like I don't even know how that happened, but I was just trying to do anything I could.
Because you can't remember.
And then, and
I feel like she was roofied her entire like 4
Literally,
years of high
yeah.
school.
And I remember then, like, I found out later because the people that were
You-
bullying them and me, I then became friends with, which, like, I don't know how that worked either. But, like, then I found out that, like, they all were talking shit about me. They're like, why were you friends with, like, the druggies and, like, the poor people and
Yeah.
this and that? I'm like, y'all are harsh. Like, because I'm not, I mean, I think when I was in middle school, somehow I always would be friends with the bullies. And
Yeah.
then like that kind of just like made me a bully by association. But like I was never a mean kid because
Yeah.
like that's just not how I was raised. But like I probably like said a few things when I was younger, like in middle school, high school, but like I never really was a bully. But like I did get like kind of bullied, but not to like a point of any like fighting or anything like that. Just girl drama, like girls
Yeah.
being bitches for no reason, and then
Yeah.
whatever.
High school and middle
but-
school girls.
Yeah, for real. That's usually how it goes.
Did y'all
People just
ever have
talking
a,
shit behind your back.
Did y'all ever have a school shooter scare?
That definitely sounds like some shit that would happen. in
I
Denver.
actually think there was, but it like never happened. Also, I'll never forget there was this girl who like I always thought she was gonna be the school shooter. She like said that she had gerbils and then like blended them up in her blender and
Oh
like,
my
let
gosh.
her drink. I was
That-
like, okay,
What?
I'm not coming to school tomorrow.
What
I
is
was like,
durables?
gerbils.
Gerbils.
Oh,
Gerbils.
Like
She
cancer.
blended them up.
Yeah,
This is a bloody soup
And
concoction.
she drank it.
yeah, she was weird. But
And I praised Satan.
Was she goth?
what?
Was she goth?
No, she just was like sweaty and weird. Like she was always greasy. I didn't trust her, but she.
I didn't trust. She's always
She was
greasy.
greasy.
She wasn't taking care of her skin.
No, yeah. So, but she always sat in front of me, so I was kind of scared of her. So I was nice to her, but
Did you get into any fights in high school?
I've never been in a fight my entire life.
Really?
Lit.
Damn, that's dope.
I've almost, and then like the 2 times that it's happened, like the girls like ran away from me. I was like, that's right.
Till
Were you
after-
But
scared, or were you like,
I
I'm
wasn't
so glad they
scared
ran away
'cause
from me?
So the first time it was in high school, and I was like a little scared, but I had like some of my friends with me, so I was like, I'm not worried. And then the second time it happened, I was on the Ave, and I was like pretty drunk, so I was like, whatever, if this happens, it happens. But it didn't happen. So
Let's go then.
yeah, I just people they were all stupid too. Like I don't even remember what it was about. It was like someone like spilled a drink or something. But I remember one time my friend got like her ass beat, and I thought I was gonna get in a fight because like the girl that was beating my friend's ass, her friend was like talking to me and she was like trying to start shit with me, and I was like trying to be the mediator. I was like,
Yeah.
listen, it's fine. Whatever, we'll handle it. And it was handled. And then I went home and went to bed.
If your friend
So-
getting her ass beat, you should have been fighting.
I should have. And to this day, like we always talk about it, I'm like, I probably should have. But like I said, I'm not a fight. Like I wasn't the one that got into the altercation. And like, yeah, of course, if something like really bad was happening, if I had to step in, I would. But like also being that I've never been in a fight before, I was like,
Sometimes you gotta tackle
what do
motherfucking
I like?
hold 'em.
What am I even supposed to do? Like walk in and like
Tackle and
so-
hold, and you wait till somebody break it up.
I think honestly now, if there were a situation where like I was put to fight, I think I could. But like back then, I like had zero confidence. I was like, I don't even know what I would do, how to throw a punch, like. But
Y'all never got into a school fight, no?
I got into one, but it was like with my friends, so I don't even know if it really counts. And
yeah,
then
I've been in a bunch of fights.
when I punched Buddy for you, that was it.
Yeah. Which was lit. That's how I knew you was my dog. What
But-
about you, Grace? You ever been to a school fight? I feel like you'd have gotten into a school fight.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I've been in the school fights.
Yeah.
But I always fought outside of
Yeah.
school.
Really?
Yes.
I never saw you.
It's like I'm chilling, but like if I get to a certain level, there's also I don't like getting to, then it's like, yeah. But yeah,
I
definitely.
always said this: real niggas do not fight in school. They
Yeah.
fight outside of school. Cause if you fight in school, somebody gonna break it up.
True.
You-
No,
you
but I'm
looking for a
not
safety
saying.
net.
I'm not saying you. I can't say real niggas don't fight in school because I've seen some of the realest niggas just
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
ran up
but
because
if
it's
you-
on site. But for sure, if you know you got beef with somebody, you're not gonna actively do it. In
Yeah,
school.
one of my fights was at the middle school I was in the portables. This guy was basically trying to bully me, but like I whooped him, and then no one broke it up.
Right.
I just left and went to class, and then they called me like, "Hey," they came in like, "Hey, we need him," and I was like, "I know why." And then
I know why.
Like that. We were like, "What's going on?" But yeah,
Bro,
suspended?
imagine little babyface AJ beating your ass. That's crazy.
Did you get suspended?
it was like in school suspension. Like everyone knew like this kid had been doing, or like he was just a problem kid. He wasn't even like, he was also like a smarter kid too, like in like the gifted classes
Yeah.
or something. He just liked being like a dick, and then
I
one
fought
day I
my,
was like, all right, I'm over it. It's done. Like,
I fought my brother in middle school. They treated us like prisoners.
Really?
Yeah, but we was in.
you fought your own brother there. Like,
Well, yeah, because we were in.
Yeah.
I told you, me and my brother in the same class. Which
No, yeah.
my granny, when we were little, she didn't want us to get separated because we were
Yeah.
like, he's only like 10 months ahead of me or whatever. Like, not 10 months, like 13 months. So
Yeah.
he's right there. So she like changed my birthday. So I was always a year ahead.
hmm
So me and my brother, like, people like, oh, y'all twins. And we just kind of
Yeah.
run with it, even though we look nothing alike.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the
It's
same
Eddie?
class. Yeah, it's Eddie. I got a bald head. And like, we got two different friend groups. So he's showing out in front of his homeboys. He smacked the shit out of me. Bam! Like, fresh bald head smack. Boom. I'm in class, bro. And I'm like, I'm sitting on it. It just hurts.
Yeah.
My head's ringing, so I was sitting on it, and like at this time I used to get mad, I used to tear up. 'Cause I
Yeah.
would hold it in like a psycho. I'm just shaking, rocking back and forth, and I'm like tearing up, and I just let go. So I get up on my chair and I just black out on him, boom, 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 punching him. He gets out of his chair, mink, 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 for real. I go down to duck. He knee me into the radiator.
Oh my
Like, bro, he
god.
kind of beat my ass.
Because you're a baby Phil back then.
And we were brothers, so you fight your brother differently, like
Yeah.
especially if niggas is watching. You
Yeah,
gonna
me
go at
and
it.
Angela got a ton of fights.
And so we get suspended for, this is in 8th grade, we got suspended for 8 days, and we had to do 10 hours of community service.
That's
and we got arrested and taken to the police station.
What?
I was
Yeah.
like, bruh, in middle school, like as an adult, I'm like, yo, we really got treated like a prisoner
Yeah,
for
that's
a
nuts.
8th
Yeah.
grade fight.
And you fought your own blood. Like, that's stupid.
And they couldn't, and after that, they didn't put us in the same class again until we graduated.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And in high school, I never got into a fight in school. Well, actually, no, I got into one, like, little scrap, and got suspended for 3 days.
That's
I was
great.
like a model student.
Yeah.
I was a nerd in high school and just like did street shit or like just hung around the back, not even the bad crowd, just like, you know, them niggas.
Yeah, I would
type
say
niggas.
I said a bunch. I would say I got in a bunch of fights, but I definitely got in my fair share in elementary school and stuff too.
But the reason Phil was probably a model student is because he had a positive woman in his life that he could look up to, and that was his hero. So I'm trying to hear this was a submission from one of our listeners, but who are the positive women in your life that you look up to?
Me, I mean, I feel like it's everyone, but it's my mom for sure.
Yeah.
She's extra lit.
I love your mom. Your mom is the Puerto Rican version of my mom.
Of your mom, yeah.
She really is. Like when I
She's
first
like-
met your mom,
yeah.
I was like, you remind me so much of
She,
my mom.
yeah, she's super strong. She's like knows, like one of the most things I admire about her is like she always knows what she's gonna say or the right thing to say or like how to handle every situation and never like backs down, even though she's a small Puerto Rican woman. But like part of that, like she, if you want to talk like about fights, like she got in so many fights like growing
Yeah.
up and stuff. She's from New York City, was in like in the best neighborhood and stuff, and people would try her because she's small, and she just wasn't about that. But like even to this day, like she'll give people the business like in the most corporate professional way. But like she's great at getting free stuff when people mess up or whatever, like, or just making sure like no one gets over on her and stuff. But yeah, and everything, like she didn't graduate from college or like fully. I think she only went to community college for a few years, but she's made a great life for herself and us. So
Yeah, no,
it's
like
really
there's so
commendable.
much similarities. Like my mom's short and small, like their frames is very similar, and like my mom don't take no shit from nobody. So like when I was a kid, I used to have to tell my mom like, yo, chill out, because she'd be like, no, they not finna talk to you like that. Like growing up, I was like, it was weird because I was chill. So I don't really like confrontation, which is weird now because now y'all see me and you like, bro, like you always down for some shit. Like in high school, I'm like, I'm straight. I don't really want to pay no attention. My mom was like, nah, fam. You not finna talk to my son like that. You not about to do this. And like when I met your mom, she gave me that same energy.
No, that's exactly that.
Same energy.
Like, and I used to, especially being younger, I feel like I went to a private Christian school growing up, and like thinking back on the way like they treated me and stuff, I was like, yo, that was kind of crazy. And I never used to tell my mom because like obviously I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble, so I'm not trying to like tell or whatever. But a few times, like she was like, oh no, like back then she's like, that happened, like I definitely would have went down there. But there's other things where she definitely went down there and was like, yo, what the hell y'all talking about?
Yeah.
This is in second grade. I think George Bush was running. It was like George Bush and what's the dude's name?
Cheney?
Is it Al Gore?
Al Gore was running, right? And she was telling all these second graders that their parents should be voting for George Bush because he's a Christian. And if your parents are voting for him and this is something like, I was like, I was like, are we voting for George Bush? Like, what's going on here? And my mom was like, what are you talking about? And she definitely went down to school. But that teacher was, she just hated me. But that teacher was the sister of the principal for like the elementary part. And she would send me to him every single day just for no reason. Just like for anything. If I talked or something, or like this one girl told on me because I was staring at her. I was just finished my work and I was drifting off into space. I got detention for that. Like,
nah, you was creeping.
That's crazy.
That girl just hated me too. The little girl, but.
So pretty much we're all inspired by our mom, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
but that wasn't going to be my answer.
Oh, really?
Oh, goddamn.
But like, I want to also hear like outside of her. I feel like my mom's just extra lit. So
yeah, your mom is super lit. For me, I was going to say Rihanna.
I was gonna say Rihanna.
Really, I had a feeling you were, but I mean,
that's why you said it first.
Trying to be me
Kinda.
too.
I mean, outside of the obvious, her being beautiful, but her being Caribbean, that's super dope. I mean, me and Zayit being from the Caribbean as well. But just how she's kind of built up her brand, like obviously starting with the music, but then I also really like people that are just genuinely themselves and like don't give a fuck what everyone else thinks, and that's exactly what she is. Like, she don't give a shit what nobody thinks. Like, Rihanna's gonna go out in public wear a completely, and this isn't like anything sexual, but go out be in a completely like see-through dress and be like, this is me, I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. And then just how she's built up her Fenty brand, and like, I mean, I don't know, is she like a billionaire now or some shit like that?
Fenty
Fenty brand
sold,
is worth $1 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just sold for
It's worth $1
Yeah,
billion.
so what Rihanna's
She's
done,
with Puma too.
yeah, she's super dope, and the music is amazing. I was actually just listening when I went to and picked up Tatiana's mom the other day. I was listening to the Anti album, and I'm like, yo,
she
this
needs
album
another one.
does not get the flowers that it deserves. Like, this album is
Really?
flawless.
I think it does.
I don't
think it
I
does.
don't think it gets the flowers,
I
but
think it
everyone
did.
knows it's super dope. I don't think
Yeah.
it gets the respect or like
Yeah.
the notoriety that it
Like,
should.
I'm not saying it's underrated, but it still doesn't get the due credit that it deserves.
Like, if it came out this year, it would slap. Still,
Yeah.
like, it's like
Yeah, but like even when it came out, everybody was like,
I
"This
still
album's
don't-
hard." Really?
Yeah,
like I listened to, like, I liked Anti, and I wasn't big on
Yeah,
like
but you're-
going to get a.
But a lot of people also
Into
really
music.
liked those mainstream songs off of the album. Like, there's some bangers on there that like weren't on the radio or like anything like
you
that.
can listen to the entire song, the entire album
through
all the
and
way
through.
through. Like,
Yeah.
And
I
like,
agree.
I mean, of course, everyone loves Beyonce, but I feel like Lemonade, like, that gets way more hype and credit than Anti does, and Anti is a way better album.
yeah.
But
I think Anti's probably. I don't know if I don't really listen to Beyonce that much, but I would argue that I think Anti's better than anything Beyonce's put out,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I got a question. I got a serious question. Is it problematic if I don't have any, if I'm not inspired by any woman outside of my mom? Because I'm not.
I don't think
don't
it's
think so.
problematic.
No.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. Because I'm not.
Because I'm not.
Because I-
What about you, Brandon?
Besides my mom, I gotta say my grandma. I love
Yeah.
her to death.
Nigga,
God
that's-
rest her soul. But
I thought you was gonna come
But no,
with something.
his
but
grandma
I'm
was like
not done. I'm
the
not
most important
done.
person to him.
I'm saying my grandma, and then I was gonna say Madam C.J. Walker
Okay, that's
because
dope. That's
she's
dope.
one
That's
of the
dope.
first ever like self-made millionaires
Yeah.
for a black
Yeah.
woman. You know.
Black people, period.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
she's
In America,
awesome.
at least.
And I also got to say what's up to Ruby Bridges. You know what I'm saying?
Who's
At
that? I
6
don't know
years
who that
old.
is.
Well, segregation, integration.
Oh, the first black girl that.
Yeah,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's sitting around you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna poison you.
Yeah.
And you like,
Phil,
Oh,
you
yeah,
Phil
when she
definitely
went to
has
the
an
school,
answer.
yeah.
yeah.
But we did put you
Mine-
on the spot. I feel like there's definitely some historical black leader
Yeah.
or some vegan lady that inspires
It's a
you.
vegan lady.
That's crazy.
Mine was and it kind of seems I'm just going with the theme Brandon's on, but mine, when I thought about it, was probably Harriet Tubman,
Yeah.
just because like she built that whole thing by herself, basically.
I mean, you could always grab from historical figures, but even like
Yeah.
my favorite leaders are all men.
I feel like I
Oh,
don't
we gotta
know.
throw in there Katherine Johnson because I love the moon and
Astronaut,
anything to
first
do with
US astronaut,
space.
yeah.
And I would literally always watch.
I feel like one of
videos.
y'all will know the
of
answer,
Catherine.
but she's kind of light skinned. She has an afro, but she's always talking about like Black Panther. Like every time
Angela
I see
Davis.
Yeah.
it might be. But every time I see a speech by her, I'm like, yo, this is.
Now,
amazing.
Angela
Yeah,
Davis
she's
is
super.
dope.
Yeah, she's super eloquent and like knows the right way to deliver a message and say
Yeah,
and say
Angela
things
Davis,
every
that's
time.
her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think like I'm a really big fan of Nina Simone. Like
I love Nina
I
Simone.
love like her music.
What's,
I
your,
love
what's
her
your favorite
messaging.
song? Hold on.
Baltimore. I'm trying to find the ocean. I love Baltimore.
Yeah,
I like
that shit-
if I hear that song, it just takes me to a beach,
Yeah.
which is like amazing music.
Yeah.
But
Baltimore don't even have that lit beaches though.
it doesn't. But bro, it makes like
Yeah.
Hey, I put Danny on and she can't stop playing it now.
Cinnamon has to be
Everybody
my
in Maryland
favorite.
Cinnamon?
loves Ocean City.
Really?
Cinnamon.
That and I love her Strange Fruits edition, like rendition. But like even still, like if you ask me my favorite leaders, they're all men, and that's, I mean, I'm toxic
That's
masculinity. though.
problematic.
It is. But
Yeah.
which
At
is
least
why
you
I
can
asked.
admit it.
Yeah, like
Bro,
Bob Marley, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, like those are all my favorite leaders.
We
And-
canceling you now, bro.
Yeah, bro.
sorry.
Like
And I love
really-
black women.
That's true. Phil always does.
You
claim
cancel
that he
them?
loves-
That's the next topic
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
I
we're
love black
canceling
women,
you,
but
bro.
So,
Wait, do you have anyone other than Rihanna? But
or did you
For
have
the same
anything to
reason.
add
I mean,
to Rihanna?
you took the words out of my mouth, like the whole entrepreneur thing and like her music and stuff.
yeah, I feel like there's nothing
But
she can't
sis
do.
said
it
don't stop the
seems.
music and then completely stop the music, so I'm not too happy about that. But I would say besides her, like Meg Thee Stallion, I really like because she's still
Yeah,
in
that's
school.
definitely your idol.
She's still in school, and like I just feel like she's like such a bad. She's also like kind of what you said. She doesn't give a fuck about what anybody else says or does. Like she just kind of does her own thing. And
Did you get a Frenchie because of Meg, or did you?
no, I've always liked Frenchies.
That's true.
Always.
ugly ass dogs.
Shut up.
Bro, they are not ugly.
They're not ugly. They're so cute. But yeah, I like the fact that
I'm with
she's
Phil on this one.
making such a name for herself in music and then also still in school. Like, because school
Yeah.
is like, not to say that school is hard, but like it's not easy and it's very
Yeah.
time consuming. So
It's
like,
it can be.
What
a
is she
full-time
studying?
yeah.
That's what
I
I
don't
wanna
even
know.
remember.
Oh my gosh, but who cares what she's
Yeah,
studying?
I
She
don't
doesn't
know.
No,
know.
because I'm asking for
No, it's the way you.
the way. What is she?
It's the way you
She's
say
it's
it.
hard. What is she
No,
studying?
I'm asking a serious question because
Bruh.
I feel like once you
You're
amass
canceled.
that amount of wealth, you don't need school. So
But
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
the fact
for
that she's
herself.
still even
True.
going
It's still
for
it's still
it.
a goal she's trying to
Yeah.
achieve. Nobody's walking up on you and trying your life and trying to fight you, but you still taking fighting classes. Why are you taking fighting classes?
I just want to learn how to become a weapon.
Okay,
which
and
is
she
cool.
just
She's trying to get an
she's trying to
education. That's
achieve
all I
a
was
goal. Maybe
asking, bro.
maybe it's a goal that her because
That's
her
not
mom,
all you're asking.
her
'cause that's
mom
not what
passed
you asked.
away.
Her
Maybe it
mom
was
and her
The
grandma.
way you
I think.
asked that was
Like, what is she
condescending
studying?
as fuck.
I'm sorry.
And you have to admit to that.
It was condescending, but I really
No,
was
it wasn't
curious
just
to know.
condescending, It was condescending as fuck.
hey, I rock with Meg. I love Meg.
Bruh.
I agree with you. Like maybe she doesn't need whatever degree she's going
Yeah.
for, but it could
I'm
just
like,
be.
oh, are you studying to study or are you studying like? I mean, granted, you can study it just because you want to finish it, but like, are you going to study to actually pursue something outside of music with it. Is what I was curious to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can have millions of dollars, be super entertaining.
Maybe
Like,
she's going back to learn
and
business.
even
so
male
she can-
artists do this. They're like, I'm going back to school to finish school, and I'm like, for what?
But I mean, it depends though, because
Like-
if you go with a purpose, I feel like our idea of school is different because we went when we didn't really know what we were gonna do, we for sure what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But like you said, you were like, oh, if I go back to school, I want to go and study nutrition and stuff. Like you have a purpose. Like I really want to learn that.
So-
Yeah, but you don't say it in a condescending way. Like she has amassed all this education, she doesn't need it, or money, she doesn't need it. Like you would still, if you had a ton of money, would probably want to go study because.
Bro, that music shit don't last forever. So she's probably trying to do something in business. I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but like you have to have something else
was
to
just
fall
curious
back
to
on after
know.
it's over.
Yeah, but
But it's
you,
the way you said
you
it, bro.
clarify.
Like-
Not even just curious to know. You clarified by saying she has all this money. Why would she need?
Like, why you need to go to school? Yeah.
Right,
But
but
I'm curious.
Anyway,
I can't be. Look, it comes off wrong.
we're
but I'm
canceling Phil.
It sounded like you were asking a question and you just didn't give a fuck what the answer was going to be. Like you didn't care. You already made up your
Well, I'm
mind.
sorry. I was real legit. Like this happens all
Bro,
the
you're
time.
canceled.
No,
You're-
but
No, I'm saying, but in
AJ,
general,
just
this
admit
happens
to it.
all the time
He's-
where I
he's
say
canceled.
something and it sounds worse.
No, you
No, you meant it that
admitted
way.
to it. That it, you
wait,
were,
wait,
that's
Brandon.
what you're-
Like, he meant it that way because not only that, you followed it with like she doesn't need school. She has amassed all this wealth. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I really am wondering what she's doing. You clarified your statement by
Well, can it be both? Like,
No,
I'm asking
no.
you, like, okay, what is she studying? Because do she really need to go to school? And I'm asking you, like, so if she's like, you say, oh, well, she was getting her degree in business, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's dope because I can see why you would go back to school.
But even
nah.
if she was
What she
going
would
to
have said
school
is like,
for,
nah, she doesn't need
theater,
it. She could just find all the stuff on YouTube or learn from
because
experience.
if
Like,
you got millions of dollars, of course you want to learn business and like expanding your brand. So, but if she's like, oh, I'm just going to school to study history, to me, something
maybe
like
she
that,
likes history.
like what, like
Maybe she
I
wants
don't
to
think
maybe
her
she's
roots,
studying
man. What
history
she
and she
knows.
wants to do a documentary or something. You know, like
sometimes.
What if,
I look at
what if she was going back and studying astronomy?
why is her purpose different than yours?
what you mean?
Like your purpose for wanting to go back to school to do nutrition. Why would it be any less?
I'm not saying it's any different. I'm just saying, like,
It's not- it's
sometimes
just the
I
way
look
you
at
made it.
entertainers and
Bro.
I think of when they go back to school.
Or you canceled.
When I think of entertainers
Hush, you're
and it's
canceled.
cross any genders.
It's
got-
funny how you guys are like all on the opposite side because like I'm laughing because I think of like when I see things on like Twitter or TikTok, it literally is one person trying to like stand their ground like with all their life, holding on by dear fucking life, and everyone's like, no, you're canceled.
Fucking trying to cancel me.
Wait, I
He
mean,
did this
we're
in
Fight for my
2014.
motherfucking life. He's like R. Kelly over
Trying to
there.
kill me, man.
So now,
I was
Bill Kelly.
embellishing because of what we were about to talk about.
so
but yeah.
now that Phil is canceled, we can get on this whole cancel culture discussion. So does someone
I'm about to cut Phil's mic.
I get canceled every episode. I get canceled every episode.
does someone want to give a definition of what they think cancel culture is?
Zayit, let's get your take.
Okay. I think it's first of all, let me preface by saying I don't fully believe in cancel culture, and I'll get into that later. But
Okay.
I think that canceling someone is basically like a multitude of people finding out something that happened that someone said or did, whether it was right, wrong, in the past, in the present, doesn't matter, and then just being like, you deserve no more platform. Like
Yeah,
you're
can't
done,
come,
you're cut
you
off.
can't come back from this.
Yeah, you're not
So
invited anymore.
am I a part of cancel culture if somebody says something and I'm like, I don't really fuck with them because of what they said anymore? Not saying like they deserve to lose their career and everything, but it's just like I personally don't fuck with what they stand for anymore. Would you say that's a part of cancel culture?
No, I think cancel culture is when like everybody all of a sudden like gets Twitter fingers. They hop on the internet
Yeah.
and they're like, because of course you can have an opinion. You might not
Yeah.
agree with what somebody does. That's totally fine. That's life. But like for people to say like, even if it's not a celebrity, like I think about people who like,
Just,
for
yeah.
example, just do something and then they're like, oh, I'm going to send this to your place of work or
Yeah.
your college or this and that. Like, in some cases, I understand fully, but like, there's a lot of times where like, if something happened in the past, there's room to grow and learn and like educate yourself.
Cancel
the thing is,
culture
like-
is you can't make mistakes.
No.
You can't grow from mistakes. That's what it means
Yeah.
to me.
Or
It
not
means
even,
that
not even. You can't even like misspeak or like,
you got to be perfect.
or
all
you
the
can't even
time.
say something that could be interpreted a different way.
I don't
And the
believe
thing
in
is,
it.
is like,
Everything can be
I don't think
interpreted.
anyone, not anyone should, because obviously there's people, but like you said, everyone is canceling them. It's really not even everyone. It's like usually like maybe 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And it seems like everyone because that's what's trending. That's what's happening. But it's
Yeah.
really like 1,000 people, and then especially on Twitter and in social media, people just want to be echoed. People just want likes and retweets and like, all right, people are agreeing with what I'm saying. So
a lot of people don't got, not to say people don't have stuff going on, but they're so tied to everybody else's life instead of their own.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, oh, cancel. And I don't like it because you're pushing an agenda. You're defaming, and as well as you're trying to disrupt their income and stuff like that.
You're trying to kill somebody's bag.
And it kind of started, the canceling kind of started off like not as like a joke. Like people weren't really serious. Like we were canceling this person. Like this person needs to no longer be.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, like you're canceled. Like we're not really messing with you like that anymore. Or like,
yeah,
and
but
it's like some.
But people they cancel somebody for doing this, and they go out and do the same stupid stuff, or something,
or someone else does it, and then
you're
it's
like,
fine.
oh, why did I get?
And then
like,
it's justified.
I think because we have
it's
this
like
idea.
the Spider-Man when that meme when Spider-Man's pointing at Spider-Man and the other Spider-Man's pointing at Spider-Man. That's just literally what it is. Everybody's pointing fingers at everybody.
But I think it's because we have this idea that like the celebrities and our leaders are supposed to be the best of the society, I guess. So you don't want them to say things that offend people. My thing is like with cancel culture, and I don't really care about getting canceled because
I mean, you already are canceled.
Yeah, no, but me in general, I talk freely and I say things that may come off offensive, and if it offends someone, I apologize depending on what the subject is or how I meant it. But like when you try to cancel somebody, it's like, bro, like that's one, is stupid, and you trying to change a person. So like, let's say someone comes out and says something racist, we gonna cancel him. Okay, well, you can choose not to fuck with that person because he's racist, but I don't care to correct that person because you've already shown me who you are. Like cancel culture, not only do they try to cancel you, they in essence try to shame you to change into somebody.
And then you end up being that person that they say you are for the rest of your like. You can't come after that.
Yeah. But wait,
no, but I do think people can change and get educated.
What Phil was just saying was like you kind of cancel people without doing it formally. Because like, oh no, you feel so you're
no,
like,
but I'm saying cancel culture now shames you to where they force you to change.
Right.
It's not like you want to change, and I don't think that's effective because like
it's just a guy.
You'll just do it to get back to the bag. Right. So you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm so remorseful what I said. You the same person. It's
fake.
Disingenuous.
Right. It's fake, but cancel culture started with people trying to genuinely like, hey, like. You might not understand, but that you're ignorant in this way, and you should be better. Like you should think of things this way, or something, or like you instead of not that you should, but you can, and you should, and give an opportunity for growth. But then it kind of just went.
Then it shouldn't be called cancel culture.
Right. That's how it started. But
because then it's like, okay, well, you need to change. Now, if you don't change, matter of fact. We're going to take all your shit first. Then you have to change, and we might consider letting you back.
Yeah.
That's not going to change a person. Person truly wants to change, they're going to be like, oh, damn, they'll understand where they fucked up, and they'll go get the change themselves.
But it's also everybody's like super hypersensitive. And
I hate it.
It's just like you can't have your own opinion anymore. You can't say, I don't rock with this. It's like, oh, I don't like potatoes, but I like potatoes. Man, fuck you. Like, it's like,
it's just
like, I can.
Do you know where potatoes come from and how they exploit potatoes?
Yeah, and almost exploit potatoes. Almost everything I feel like is like
an argument,
and not even an argument is like an overcorrection.
Yeah.
Like and it's kind of hard to argue because in some things like, all right, there needs to be a huge overcorrection, and some things is like, all right, you guys are going too far, but
depends on who's
but
saying
it depends on the subject matter, but humans are not humans, but just in general with society, like if you don't try to overcorrect someone, if you just give them not overcorrect, but I don't even know how to explain what I'm saying. like people try to overcorrect because you know that they're only gonna come half part of the way, but people when they get part of the way, people go further. Like, all right, we need to overcorrect you even more, even though like.
Moving the goalposts.
Right.
I think cancel culture takes away from one of the best American qualities, and that is the option to kind of. And that's the option to kind of.
No, I said freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, but also the option.
It directly infringes on your right to say whatever the hell you want.
The option to just say that's freedom of speech, but also to think and kind of just live how you want to live. Like what we as America advertised to the world is you can come here,
Yeah,
and
but
as
that's not
long
the
as you
truth.
live within the rules of the lands, you can kind of be whatever you want to be,
That's
do
not.
whatever
So
you
Yeah,
want.
do-
that's
do-
true, but that's not the truth because they just changed the rules. Like when Buddy and Oregon was doing that cult thing.
Well,
They
true.
just-
They'll,
they
they'll
just-
change
like-
it. They'll,
like,
they'll change it,
They'll
of course.
just
But
they'll change the rules. Yeah,
the
so
idea of America.
if you get good at one way because the laws are a certain way, they'll change the rules depending on who you
Yeah.
are.
So the amendment of like the freedom of speech is like you can say whatever you want as long as it's not causing harm to another person, or you can't walk
Incite
in
violence.
a crowded building and yell fire or bomb or anything like that
Yeah.
because you're immediately causing pandemonium, causing a panic, or inciting a riot. You can say whatever you
People get
want.
hurt.
Like a lot of people get hurt when you ask them a fucking question.
Mm-hmm.
I can be like, "So what are you? What the fuck you mean? What am I?"
Especially
And
with
you're
like
"Hey,
Gen
I'm
Z.
trying to know.
I guess technically I am kind of Gen Z, but I
You
don't
are.
identify with Gen Z.
People are asking questions or saying stuff to you to not in all cases to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking questions so that they can understand you, and people get offended like that. I don't. It's like
Because they can't even fathom how people can think like
because
that.
maybe they don't even know.
Right.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, I feel like a lot of times it's also just bandwagoning. Like people pretend like they know something and then like say whatever else they hear
Echo chamber. Yeah.
from
It's-
like other people, but like really they're just like looping and like
But my least favorite part about cancel culture is when people start to cancel somebody without like having all the facts,
yeah.
like off of
Facts.
allegations.
The allegation is worse than the crime.
Yeah, like I don't want to
Yeah, they-
ever like victim blame or not believe like claims that are made, but I also don't want to cancel someone's full career off
Before-
of not having the truth. Like
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia, like our
Mhm.
one of our favorite podcasters and comedians, like he got canceled off of allegations that were made about like underage girls, this and that. Which I mean, he still has claimed that like everything's been legal. Like he admitted to like cheating on his wife, having sex addiction, all this and that, but never like. So it's like, I mean, am I going to cancel someone off of something that never went to court, never got like proven?
Yeah.
So and now you have Deshaun Watson, like he has all these accusers. I mean,
12 allegations in a week.
With
Like
the
that.
timing, it's kind of sus.
wait,
anyway.
who's that? Is he
he's a
sport?
football player.
mean,
he's
Yeah,
a quarterback.
It is. And it's hard to get proof because it's like hearsay
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I don't know. Like I can't if I don't have all the information out in front of me, I can't sit there and say this or that. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like shooting in the dark. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like oh, I heard something over here. Douche, douche, douche.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what you're really looking at, what you're shooting at. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's just my opinion on it. I don't know. I don't know. If I don't know, I cannot make an opinion based on it. I can't say anything about it. Well, don't you think? I don't know. That's just what I think. That's not what's really happened. You know what I'm saying? I could think aliens exist and they may never exist.
Yeah, you can be
know?
making a decision off of 1% of the information.
Yeah.
And speaking of allegations, there needs to be some sort of penalty for people that just like throw out allegations with no
Yeah.
facts.
Like the
I
dude-
think not only that, but I think there should. It's also I think it's an ethical thing. But if there's allegations, they should not be made public, like right away.
Yeah.
You know, like there should be like a certain kind of due process before, or I don't know something before these just in only because of how what the culture is right now and how reactive and whatever it is.
It's like a witch hunt.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can say literally someone could say anything, and then if it like I can say you just slapped Zayit in the back of the head or whatever, you know, and then just people just run with it or whatever, even if I know for sure that didn't happen. And now there's this whole mess that you have to try to come back from slapping someone that you
Yeah,
didn't even
good
slap.
thing we not popping because if someone was only listening to the audio podcast, they could just clip this
Yeah.
and then it's headlines.
Phil slapped Zayit in the back of the head.
Exactly, but
AJ
that's
says,
how it
like that's what I'm
goes.
saying. Like that,
Mhm.
that's the next point I was gonna get to is that you can just take anything and make it and take it out of context or make it seem a certain way.
Yeah.
So what I've always been told was believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like, because like hearsay, it's like the game of telephone. I can say, hey, yo, Phil has a bald head. By the time it gets back to Phil, I'm like, Phil got a wrinkly ass bald head.
Phil
with
got
a credit
tetanus.
card slot in the back of his head.
Nigga Phil got
Because I think of even like, I mean,
It's telephone.
things that I've like tweeted or even posted, like when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Easily, if I like became poppin' somehow, like people would like, because that's the first thing people do. They go to your
Delete it.
social media and like try and find something if they
Dig
don't like
for
you.
years.
For years, it's like I just feel like, what do you like?
If
I
you
feel like there's a better way you can utilize your time, but whatever. And like, I easily probably could have been canceled.
Yeah, same. Like the amount of times I've gone back and like try to clean up my Twitter.
Or the vlogs.
Yeah.
Like, and even still, like there's still stuff I'm sure that I can get canceled over, but I don't have a hateful bone in my body. I think everyone here can attest to it. I don't hate anybody. I try to be
you
understanding.
hate some
of
niggas, G.
Well, outside of
LeBron.
yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
But I don't hate.
I don't hateful bone in my body. LeBron.
I don't.
Okay, maybe a little hateful.
Yeah. For him, it's right here. This is my hateful bone, just for LeBron. But I don't hate groups of people because of the way they are. If that makes sense.
Everybody love everybody. In the words of Jackie Moon, everybody love everybody.
I mean, I am accepting of all like cultures and peoples. Anybody knows me personally, know I rock with anybody. But I'm sure if you ran all my tweets, put up all the stuff I put out in the tube, you'd be like, yo, he's a racist. He's misogynistic. He's like he hates women. You'd be like, damn, this dude's a monster. And like,
Wait, all that's true though.
People can just get that off the podcast. They don't need to go on Twitter.
That's a good.
He
one.
has no women that inspire him. That says a lot.
Well, you
about
literally
the man.
just said that you were misogynistic because I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's that's what I said. We need a good war.
Because that solves a lot of problems.
Because that's the answer. War is the answer, right?
When people are like, you look at wars, people get focused. People just all that other shit just goes out the window, and everybody's focused on.
Yeah.
Oh no, it
surviving
brings
and
it
stuff like that.
definitely.
I thought you were talking
brings
about
the
a
nation to
war
a
between
commonality.
cancel culture.
Oh
and-
no! I'm just saying
like,
and
We
I'm
need
not saying
some-
I want a war. I don't want no war. Everybody love everybody, but I'm saying like when wars happen, people get focused, and they all that other stuff that is not important, they don't care about because all you're focused on is survival.
The war needs to
surviving
be-
the next day, or if this is gonna happen or that's gonna happen, but surviving day to day,
Yeah.
and all that little disputes between people that really don't matter just go out the window.
The war needs to be the war on like
Not drugs.
pollution and what?
I
On
say
what?
not drugs.
Not drugs. The war. It needs to be a
That
war
makes
on
no
like
sense.
trying to
War
get
and
trying to
drugs
get
and war
cleaner
and
energy
terrorism
and
make no sense.
Yeah.
saving the planet. That should be the goal right now.
So we need a war so we can all come back and focus.
Yeah.
There
But
is
we don't want it to
something.
be deadly.
Nah, because the war.
Oh no, war.
If we get
bloodshed.
if there's like a world war, there's gonna be nukes.
It's gonna be
and we're gonna be
nukes,
gone.
yeah.
Nah, not necessarily. They don't want. They're holding back to drop nukes because when you drop a nuke somewhere, you can't take that area. That land becomes
Yeah.
Inhabitable,
So
yeah.
that's the last resort.
You think
to
North
drop a
Korea
nuke.
cares?
They probably don't care, but they're not firing that shit. They're just testing. They want to just have their weapon system up to date.
I don't think
But-
China would green light North Korea dropping a nuke.
But the
either.
way to go is biological warfare but you don't know what that is. That is the
dropping
way to go.
facts.
You kill the humans, but you don't know what effect that have on the animals. But it's not going to affect
And
the
the
land that
soil,
much.
the water, all that stuff.
Yeah, but you can still. It won't affect the water. It won't affect the land because if it's biologically made for like humans.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you
maybe
could drop
it'll
bombs
affect
and
some
just not
animals.
nukes.
Yeah,
And always just rebuild the land.
Yeah, but you're not gonna drop. That's why they look for every alternative bomb to drop, like the mother of all bombs. They released the biggest bomb that was ever created in America, and instead of a nuke. There's a reason why they're releasing these bombs and dropping them because they don't want to drop a nuke. Those areas in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, like they're still radiated. Look at the Chernobyl. Like they had to plant fields and fields and fields and fields of sunflowers, which sunflowers are amazing because they take all the toxins and radiation from the soil, just so that they can like, okay, we can get this back within 100 years. We can get this land back. You know what I'm saying?
And I 100% agree with. I'm just saying if we had a war now, there for sure probably would be some
They're
type
flexing
of
the
nuke.
nukes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point of building them if you ain't gonna drop them?
To have them.
Maybe
I'd rather have it and not need it than not have it and need it.
Maybe
Human,
they shoot
the
them
human
at
brain
aliens.
don't work like that.
Maybe that's why aliens haven't come here because like damn they got nukes and they might shoot them at us.
Bro, but we got force fields. They're gonna just nuke themselves. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that fallout's gonna be crazy for them.
But it's rare for humans to just have stuff and not use them. Like if you got a gun, you can be like,
That's not true. How much junk you have in your house?
Oh shit.
yeah, I use my junk.
That you I use my junk. No, I'm just saying people
I
in
mean,
general kind of
I
have, like,
got
stuff they don't
weapons,
use.
but I don't ever use them. like sparingly.
Sparingly, yeah.
Like,
But I'm saying you have
used
it.
one in like 6 months.
But if you got into a situation where you could use it, you wouldn't not use it. So like if we got into a massive world war and we got nukes, we not gonna not use our nukes. Because we have nukes, and it's like, bro,
we have other things.
maybe.
I'm not about to go back and forth with y'all.
Yeah,
I'm not about to
maybe.
go back and forth with y'all. I'm just about to eliminate. I'm about to
one
get rid of
person
y'all off the map.
shoots a nuke.
No, hey guys,
The whole
don't
world shoots one.
don't vote Phil for president, please.
I'm not going back and forth
Phil's
with
gonna
you
hit
guys.
the button immediately. He's gonna walk in the office and say, "Well, why'd you hit the nuke button?" I just felt
Bro,
like it.
on his
I
first
wanted to
day,
use it.
his inaugural speech is gonna be, "Give me them codes." I'm not going back and forth.
I need the codes.
Give them codes.
Give me a briefcase.
No, I actually would never want to be president. It doesn't sound like a good job.
No, it's
Doesn't.
terrible.
Sounds like a shit job.
It's terrible.
Yeah, you
straight.
see Obama went in
The
there with
healthcare's
black
lit,
hair,
though.
came out with white, bro. 8 years.
Bro, it's not even that. It
It's
just
trash.
doesn't look like an appealing job. Like if I would much rather be like an Elon Musk type figure than a political figure. Or
I think everyone, yeah, but
yeah,
there's one Elon Musk.
Yeah, but
There's 40-something presidents.
I guess I would never want to be president though.
hmm
Nah, I'm straight.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get caught falling on
This is
the
stress, you know.
stairways up to Air Force
Bro,
One.
imagine Bill's campaign.
Did
Imagine
y'all, wait, what?
the
Brandon
anti-
just hold on. Brandon just alluded to something, but did y'all see
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden tripping up the stairs
Oh, yeah.
3 different times?
Bro, there was
he
a
like
little
that
meme where it was Donald Trump golfing, going, and
Bro,
then the
my-
balls are.
My campaign would be very
They
Trump-like.
had-
I
they
gotta
had a-
see.
another
Your
meme.
campaign, like there'd be so much, like his anti-campaign, the opposing party, like
My campaign would be Trump-like.
Our
Niggas would
podcast
just like
gonna
me because
take
they'd be
off.
like, "Yo, he's so reckless." Like,
Yeah.
vote for Phil because he just says what he feels.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Just be throwing out a whole bunch of dumb shit for no reason. Because like,
you definitely would
people
be a
eat it up.
Republican. You'd definitely be a Republican, bro.
you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably. No, probably. Actually, probably. Which is weird because I've never voted Republican. in
You'd
my
go
life.
speak at the chili cook-off. You go.
mhm.
Yeah.
Anyways, streaming. Y'all been watching anything? You put
Oh, I put Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I
Like,
heard
It's not like
Tom and
it's not like
Jerry,
a great
like- Yeah,
movie,
they-
but it's like
Like Tom
They
and
if
came
you
Jerry.
like if you
out-
like Tom and Jerry's, it's cool.
they came out with a movie on HBO Max.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I've been watching The Vow per
Uh,
Tatiana's recommendation.
yeah, so if anybody was planning on listening to Tatiana after last episode when she suggested The Vow,
It's nothing like what is it? Threesome plus one or no? I Am Threesome.
yeah,
I'm thinking like it's gonna be some spicy stuff, bro. It's talking about they're talking about a Nexium company, which is like a cult.
yeah.
And I just realized I got 4 more episodes. It's a 9-part series, and they're 58 minutes each. And I'm already dragging. I'm on episode 6 now, and I'm like, bro, when is this shit gonna get spicy?
Just don't.
But
finish.
Tatiana said she's only watched the first episode. She didn't.
But even after the first episode, she was like, "Oh, you should probably check this out. You're probably gonna like it because it's probably gonna be spicy."
But I just told you that she agreed with you that it's terrible.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no,
she
it's
stopped
bad.
watching it, so you might as well stop watching.
Nah,
it.
because I want to finish it. Like it's
At
one of those
this
things where
point,
you
yeah.
invested into. Is like, all right, I want to see if I just wasted 9 hours of my life, or at some point it's gonna get spicy. Because I cheated and I googled the owner,
Yeah.
and I mean I'm not gonna spoil it, so I was just like, damn it, I should just waited. So I'm hoping that it gets spicy. But if it gets spicy in these last 4 episodes, I'm gonna be pissed because they could have just chopped that down to a 4-part series.
Yeah.
Like they gave us 6 hours of crap, and
Yeah.
it's just dragging at this point. And I'm like, all right, so I've been wasting my life on that all week.
Zayit, what have you been watching as of late?
So I just finished The Bachelor, which was a waste of time because
So you watched The Bachelor? Is that the black guy?
Isn't
that
it
does
Australia?
Yes. So it,
Or,
huh?
The one that looks
never
like
mind,
Zach?
Never mind. That's Love Island.
Does not look like Zach. But I
Oh, that
see-
some people were saying he
peanut
looked like
head.
that.
Yeah, a lot of people said I look like him.
But yeah, no. So I've never watched The Bachelor because I would never really was into reality TV. But then I got into Love Island, which is the best show in the world.
I hear a lot of good things about
Australia?
it.
It's
That's
so
the one that's shot in
funny.
the UK?
It's so funny.
I think
yeah.
so. I
it
hear
was-
the UK.
The UK is the best,
yeah.
the best one, and then they have an Australian version, and then there's the United States version or the American version, which is
What island do they
kinda
use?
dumb. For the UK one, I know that they were like in like Mallorca or something. They were like somewhere in Spain.
Oh, that's in Spain.
Yeah, they
That place
do-
is super nice too.
it's
I-
such a good show. Like I could write a book about it. How good it is. It's so funny and like ruthless and just it's just funny, especially with like their accents and stuff.
Mallorca's like one of the most beautiful places on the earth. Like
Yeah.
had a couple friends who played basketball overseas there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful, but I mean, I watched that a while ago. I've watched every season. It's a great show.
It's like the Party Island or something.
Yeah. But before that, I never liked reality TV, and I never understood why people were so like obsessed with Bachelor. But then I saw it was like the first Black Bachelor, and then he was friends with Tyler Cameron, which went to FAU. So I was like, shout out FAU, like I'll check it out. And it was a waste of time. Like the whole concept is supposed to be that the Bachelor, there's one guy and there's like 30 plus girls, and like each time goes on and he like gives them roses. So there's girls who are like voted out, and like he just doesn't see a connection with them, whatever. And the end goal is supposed to be that the guy proposes, which like in most cases, that's what happens. And I mean, not to spoiler alert, if anyone's watching and watches
We
Bachelor,
not watching
whatever.
He's like, oh, they're all just all
part.
trash.
But yeah, he finally gets down to like these 3 girls who were all amazing, knocks out one of them who like, whatever.
Like,
Then there were 2, and you could tell that he liked both of them, but then all of a sudden he meets with his family, and I guess he had like problems with his dad and stuff. So he's like, I can never love, like I'm sensitive, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, figure it out yourself. Like, don't put this on other people. So then he talked to his mom, and his mom was like, love is not the end all be all. Like, and then he just like got cold feet and fucked the entire show. Like, he didn't leave the show, but he had these 2 girls, got rid of one of them, and she was like completely blindsided. And then the other one, he was like, at like the ceremony thing, he was like, I really like you, I could see a family with you, blah blah blah, but I can't propose to you. And she was like, what? But then he was like, but I want to continue this journey with you. So then they were dating. But then, speaking of cancel culture, this girl, people like dug up dirt on her, and she like went to like an antebellum themed party.
What's
like
that?
when she was like, antebellum was like pre-war, I think, or
Like
post-war,
Civil War?
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
okay.
it was
I actually
like
think I heard about
slaves
this.
and everything like that. So it was like a themed like plantation party.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then there was like other shit that she had done, like I guess that she had said and stuff. And so they were dating, and obviously he's a black man. So then they broke up. He was like, I just can't.
Yo, honestly, I might have to watch that.
It
That's a very black male response. Like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure I want to get married yet.
Yeah.
As a person that dates for 5 years,
Yeah.
I felt that.
for 5 years.
it was
His 5-year rule.
it
And
was
then he
very
waited,
Yeah,
and it
that-
turned out even better.
That hits close to home for Phil.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to tell a story though, because it just popped into my head as you were talking about reality TV. So my friend Kendra, and you brought up The Bachelor, but my friend Kendra, she was one of the first people, probably the first person that said that I look like The Bachelor. But then tell me why she was like, yo, you've been starting to look like everyone lately. And sends me a video like, yo, tell me why you look exactly like this nigga. And I look at him, and Tatiana was laying in bed next to me, and she was like, why did Kendra send you that? And I'm thinking Tatiana's just being like the nosy girlfriend, like looking at the boyfriend's phone. And I'm like, I don't know. She said I look like this nigga. She was like, do you know who that is? And I was like, no. Should I? And she was like, do you remember? Because Tatiana had told me this like a few weeks ago. She was like, yeah, I have an ex that was on Married at First Sight. Tell me why the nigga that Kendra sent was Tatiana's ex. I was pissed. Both of them pissed me off at that very moment in time. Like, I was pissed at Kendra for sending me that shit, and pissed at Tatiana for dating any other nigga besides me.
Tati
That
just
looks
replaced
like
you
you.
for her ex. She
Yeah.
only dating you because you look like her
Yeah, and
ex.
that's what Kendra said. She was like, yo, Tatiana definitely has a type. I
Oh,
was
dear.
pissed. And the nigga doesn't even look like me.
Let me
see, folks.
We
Yeah,
gotta put his
bro.
picture like.
I'm not gonna put it in the podcast.
Oh, never mind. We're
but-
not doing that, guys.
But the nigga, I don't think he looks like. I think I look more like The Bachelor than I do this nigga.
With the glasses and the hair.
Yeah, I don't.
You
We
know?
have, we have the same. We have like the same nose, and that's
why
about
is his
it.
forehead so red?
Honestly, Kendra probably knew that was Tati's ex and was
Yeah.
just trying to start some. She was probably just trying to poke a bear.
So Kendra, if you listening
Doesn't
to
look like him
this,
at
fuck
all.
you.
Nah, she
At
bogus. She
all.
bogus
You see
yourself.
that again?
She bogus yourself. For
But anyways,
But yeah, the Last
That bald
Chance U, yeah, it's more so a reality show than a docuseries.
you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you could kind of say that too.
yeah.
But
not
I feel like
most reality shows are more scripted
0.
Yeah,
than Last Chance U seems to be. But like, I don't think Last Chance U is scripted from what I've seen.
yeah,
But it's more so reality, I think, than docuseries because
Yeah.
it kind of takes you like day in the life, or like it takes you, like you're seeing the reality of like right then and there,
That's
rather
true.
than
How
a
many-
docuseries would be like, hey, this happened.
that's
How
that's
many
true.
black women won a Bachelor with the black guy?
Actually, I mean,
Like,
Like
how
I
diverse
said,
was the
it was pretty
selection?
diverse. From what I've heard, apparently, like because like I said, this was my first time watching it, so I really don't know. But like from what I've seen, all the past bachelors and bachelorettes have always been white.
Of course.
But then the bachelorette this season was like this mixed girl. She was really cute, like Tasha or something. But then on The Bachelor, there were like 6 or 7 black girls, which I know out of like 30, like it's.
I mean, did they sprinkle
But
some
then
Asian
they
and Latin
had,
women
yeah,
in
so there
it?
were some Asian girls.
Okay.
There were some like Hispanic girls.
Okay.
There was this one crazy bitch.
For all the Asian fetish people.
Yes, sir. You got to.
But yeah, it was a nice like mix of everyone. But then people were pressing him in the beginning because they were like, he even said he was like, as a black man, there's a lot of pressure of who people want you to end up with, and like I guess his history was like being with white girls because of where he grew up, and so like everyone was like coming after him, like, oh, he's gonna end up with a white girl. And he doesn't even want to be with these black girls. It's just the production, like trying to make it like even and whatever. And I mean, he ended up with a white girl. But the other girl that was like the other finalist, she kind of looked like Rihanna. She was like mixed.
Dang, he messed up.
Dropped that bag for a girl that probably said nigger.
She was a teacher.
A bunch of times.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but like it was such a waste of time because what was supposed to happen did not happen at the end. But I mean, besides that,
we didn't get her happily ever after.
Yeah.
So moral of the story is date black because they can't be racist.
basically.
Well, I mean, you could date interracially, but if you don't want to know shows,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta.
You still never know.
Like, what's that old
I'm
picture?
always-
Are you wearing blackface in that picture?
Like, interracial dating is always like.
It's a mask. It's a charcoal mask. I promise.
Interracial dating now is so much more interesting to me
Why is that?
because of the times we're in.
Because of the tension, you think?
Because of the racial like tension, and as a guy that's dated almost everything and that pretty much preferred black women
Everything.
now
Yeah.
over most other race of women, it's just interesting because like everything's so sensitive and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
are you with a white girl because you know she's white?
I think it would have been more
What?
interesting back in the
do
day.
you actually
when
like
people were
her?
actually getting killed over it.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
think that'd be more interesting.
But now it's like, well,
that'd
can
add a whole
you
nother thrill to it.
can you be
A
for
whole
the
nother thrill.
can you be for the culture if you're with a white woman?
Yeah, it's always a conversation. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because you know how like there's definitely a resurgence of black excellence and black pride, for sure.
Yeah.
Because of Trump and what he represented and his resurgence of white supremacy. So now it's like you have it to where the generation growing up is growing up a lot more diverse, and there's so much more diversity with like mixed children that what is being pro-black and how does that look? It's different now.
Yeah.
It's like I have a homeboy, like he's black male, he has a white wife, has mixed children, but when you think of like trying to be black excellence, like he's pursuing that. Like
Right.
he's taking care of his kid. He's with his wife. He's building. He's doing better than his previous generation. So he's trying to make improvements, right? And then like you have other people that are like doing the same thing, but there's 2 black couples. So they're like, well, you don't have 100% black baby, so are you for the culture or against it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for conversation's
Yeah.
sake.
I
And I
don't
just
know,
think
yeah.
it goes
That makes
different
no
ways.
fucking sense to me.
Same.
I mean, it doesn't. But some people are, like you were saying, very
Exactly.
prideful.
Yeah,
and
Right.
They don't
But if you're-
see.
But
Yeah.
that's literally just we're fucking stupid to have those conversations because we're literally dividing ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, 100%. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like those that are the
oh,
conversations
I'm not
out
saying
there.
you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like they're.
I think it hits
so
a little
stupid.
closer to home for me and Brandon because we're mixed.
Mm.
But even though I'm not even white, but
I
it's
am.
like, how do I say that? Go ahead, Brandon. Let me think a little more.
Bro, it's so stupid because like, okay, if you think about how the terms of you being black, what does it mean to be black?
What is
You had
the-
like 1 drop of blood or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
that's what I was gonna
You
say.
had to be you're a Negro. You know what I'm saying? So I identify as a black man.
Yeah.
But this is the best worst thing they ever done to us. They make us fight each other over our
Subtle
who's lighter,
differences.
who's darker, and stuff like that. So we're sitting here fighting
to-
each other over some dumb shit.
And to them,
and they're over
we're
there
all
sitting
black.
like, look at these stupid fucking monkeys.
Oh, for sure. Like,
literally.
like
And to them,
all
and to
y'all.
them, we're all black.
You,
Yeah.
Jules,
Yeah.
AJ, like, I'm like, yeah, they black. Like, whenever if I have somebody, oh, look, your friends, oh, I got some, you my
And the
black
black,
homies.
so
Yeah,
this
like,
is
that's
what
niggas.
was said to me one time. Like,
I
my-
be forgetting that because I agree. Like AJ, Luke, like even though Luke's like
It's
But
weird.
Luke
Like
is,
Luke,
like, not
like
black
Luke's
at all,
not
right?
black.
Like 10%.
Yeah,
Like very
But
small.
to me, it's like we're a black podcast, and I really didn't think about it until we got shouted out by top black podcast and like a bunch of other black, and I was like, are they gonna feel away like about Luke saying shit and AJ's like? And,
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's one of those things
They
where it's
shouldn't, 'cause I'm a nigga
like,
at the end
but
of the
Luke
day.
go hard, right?
Yeah.
Like he goes hard for the culture. He understands, like he even though like he has a little bit of black in him,
Yeah.
but you gonna look at Luke and be like, he's probably Hispanic.
Yeah.
If you just looked at him on the surface. But like he also is very knowledgeable. He goes hard and understands like his privilege
yeah,
and doesn't kind of use that. So I think for like anything, whenever you're dealing with like racism or like fair skin versus darker people, as long as you like identify with the culture and you're putting positive things toward the culture, I don't really care what you are. That's my
Yeah.
personal opinion.
Yeah.
So like I got white friends that go hard for love black people.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
like, bet you can be on my team any day. 'Cause
So-
you
It's
you
just
with
a
it.
matter of self-awareness too.
Yeah.
Like as long as you know what you are and are aware of like the people that you surround yourself with, whether it's friends, coworkers, family, whatever, it's like having that recognition of like, okay, this is what you are, this is what it doesn't need to be a divide, but just understanding that there are differences and like accepting it and whatever. So
Yeah, so like get back to what I was saying.
Whatever
Black
you
folks
have,
would
Cass.
say, like my black side of my family would be like white boy. They'll
Yeah.
call me white boy.
Yeah.
But then the white side will say you don't know what you are, and it's because of that divide that we have between us blacks. Like you know what I'm saying, that they've created. Like you don't know what you are, and they smile when they say that shit. You don't know what you are because they don't really they accept you, but they still hold you at a distance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In some aspects, you know what I'm saying? I love my family, they love me to death, but like this is what I've experienced. And like the white folks just sit there and laugh at that shit. They think, haha, zebra baby and shit like that.
Zebra baby. I think that's which is why in my 30s, my preference is black women. Just because from my experience of dating outside of my race, it's easier to date within my race. So I'm not gonna like if me and Danny didn't work. I'm not gonna say I would never date a white girl again. It's probably highly unlikely. But like for people that do date interracially, like you know, it's just weird. Like it's interesting times now.
Yeah.
am I
Yeah, I
technically
mean-
in an interracial relationship?
Technically, yeah.
technically,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Tati's
Really?
black.
No,
right?
Tati's black.
She's half. Was that,
Yeah, but
is that-
still.
think it's
See,
technically-
So now,
see,
like now you're doing the same.
I would say,
wouldn't
I
do
mean,
it. wouldn't divide.
technically she's half, right?
Yeah.
So technically, yeah, but I've never
How is it
considered you to be
technically?
like.
How is that
Yeah.
technically
Like, when you
interracial?
just agreed to me saying a drop of black blood makes
Like
you
if
black.
you're half
But
black, you're a black.
She identifies as blackness, so no.
Right,
Like,
but if
this-
you're half black, you're black.
yeah.
But even though if you have black,
True,
everybody
true, true.
doesn't identify as black, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I said how you identify, not necessarily
Oh,
if you
shit.
have black, because you can be half black and be like, I'm white. I
I don't know if
identify
she
as black.
identifies as black. I
don't-
think she just identifies
As
as,
a
mixed.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which
like
is why I
so
said
to me,
technically-
like, and it's like weird to think about. I didn't really think about it till, or I thought about it sometimes growing up. But I don't think about it often. It's like when I look in the mirror, I just see a black person. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't see myself not being a black person.
For
But
sure.
to other people, they're like, oh, like this dude's mixed or whatever, you know. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And if a white person looks at me, like, all right, that person's black. If a
Yeah.
Hispanic person looks at me, you're black.
Did you
But
see
that's
this
what I'm-
shit? This shit.
But that's what I was saying, right?
White male, step back to the sound of my voice. White male, black male, stay.
I identify as a white male.
But that's my point, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard Tati just really identifies just one. She identifies as both. Like, oh, I'm biracial. Technically,
Yeah.
you'd be in an interrelationship.
I don't ever say
I never
I
say
don't
biracial.
mostly as black because I don't know, like I just that's most of what I feel or whatever. But I don't. When someone asks me, I'm like, oh no, I'm saying I'm mixed
Well,
or
you
like
black
what I
and
am.
you
but
black and Hispanic.
I'm very
Y'all
proud
niggas
of being,
anyways.
like, Puerto Rican also, but-
Puerto Ricans, they there.
Yeah, I'm the
We
one
there.
that's mixed with
they're
those.
the,
Yeah, like,
they're the
you
black
say
they're the
we-
black Hispanics.
Yeah, for real. Like they there for sure.
I got a funny story
Like-
about one of my my uncles. He's a Israelite. Well, he's a distant uncle, and
brother's
yeah, he's a
Israelite.
fucking Israelite. So this man was having an hour-long conversation with me about stuff, and then he's like, I said my dad's white, and then he was like, You the spawn of Satan. Like, just everything switched up. I thought your dad was Spanish, and he was just like, oh, shit, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. Like, he was like, I'm sorry for you, because you the spawn of Satan and all this shit.
The Israelites kill me, bro.
Yeah,
my
bro,
brother's
he
an
was
Israelite.
going
My homie's
in.
one, bro. They kill me.
He was going in. I was like, bro, like he didn't know that my dad was white, because I don't know, he thought he was Spanish.
AJ's mom's mac and cheese tastes just like my family's mac and cheese. It's the exact same thing.
Because Spanish people are black.
They are, but you know, some of them don't want to claim it. Though.
Yeah, they don't want to claim
Don't
it.
say Spanish.
Yeah.
Some.
'Cause that's
Some
Spanish.
Hispanic people.
Yeah, some Hispanic.
Yeah,
I mean,
some.
even within Hispanic, there's a division. Like there's
Yeah.
some. I'm not even gonna say what kind, but down
Nigga,
here,
you got melanin in your skin.
there's people that
black.
there's
It's
like
like
the whole
Godfrey
there's the
say,
whole thing
I
that we
know
were talking
black,
about
I know
that one
black.
time.
I know black.
There's like the whole I want to purify the race thing
Yeah.
among some Hispanic cultures. and
Because that's
people.
what's been pushed through the curse of Ham. The darker the skin, the more sin within.
Yeah.
That's just been pushed since like biblical times and stuff like. So it's just like, all right, bro. Like people have accepted that, and you go across any countries and stuff and nations. Like a lot of the Asian, like the geishas and stuff, that was their beauty, and they're pure white, like the driven snow.
That's in a lot of places still.
You know.
Like Brazil does that a lot, where they do like
And
fair skins, the beauty standard.
Yeah, in some Asian communities, they were saying like the you're a farmer if you have
do
a
it in
tan
Africa.
and stuff like that, and like in Africa, some people bleach their skin.
Bleaching
try to
skin is a
bleach
$1
it.
billion business now, which
Yeah.
is weird
Yeah.
because then you come out looking like a Martian.
Weird. So
Like your skin be all bubbly and kind of not even white, but not black, but
Yeah.
reddish.
it's just like how
purple.
everything's been portrayed through the history is that like white is the excellence,
White
like
is
you know
right.
this and that. But if you look in the
But
Bible,
not popular history, not even like real history, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
history that has been pushed.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they say Jesus is white, and I'm just like, bro, this man was burnt
know where
like
he's from?
brass.
Yeah,
They said in the book, like I don't know if y'all ever seen burnt brass, but I seen burnt brass, and that's dark.
But I mean, any religious figure is gonna be wherever you from. That's how like nowadays, like it's that's what I'm saying. It's like all this stuff is interesting to me because of social media, the hypersensitive nature of our country, and then you add that with like gender and all the issues with sexuality and gender and that.
and I think a bunch of that is like the miseducation of history, like perpetuates all of that.
I wish
and
I.
lack of.
Yeah,
So now it's like we're getting actual facts in real time. It's like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
because-
you guys celebrate Columbus. Well, why would you celebrate Columbus? He's a murderer. Here's actual documents.
Here's
Yeah.
his diary where he cut all
Yeah.
these
it's because
beautiful
it's because the
babies.
history that is mostly taught and widely accepted was written by white people.
Yeah, no,
because
it's
they were
like-
the ones writing stuff down.
I
Yeah.
wish I had a time machine, not to change anything, just to go back and figure out the truth and like record it or something like and be like, hey,
Well, then
look,
you
y'all
change
niggas was
everything.
lying.
Yeah,
Then you
Well,
change
no,
everything.
you changed it. You come back to the future.
Yeah,
you
he's not
bring that
cha- yeah,
information.
he's just come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, I say you don't touch anything in the past.
Do
you
a
don't know what the hell
imagine
it
if you could
Yeah,
like
but then
time
they're
travel
gonna be
and do a
like,
doc.
yo, we saw a nigga with a camera. And then everyone's
no.
gonna think you God, and now
Well,
we got a
if you have a
religion.
time machine-
The Brandonites is a whole new
I'd
religion.
be a Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon Knight.
Brandon Knight. He has come back, our savior. He holds the key in his hand.
Lord Bredonius.
I don't know how we got on this, but I'm definitely running out of time. But let's get on music. We gonna say Big and Pac for another time.
For sure.
We keep pushing it back.
Let's just wait for
Let's
when
just do a
it's
Big and Pac episode.
end of Women's Month, and it's
sure.
Luke back. Hopefully,
Let's do
Yeah.
a versus.
The most important thing in music right now, the
Benny the
plugs
Butcher.
I met too.
Yeah, that
Yes,
shit's
bro,
fire.
that's just fire.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's a short project. It's cool. But that's Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud.
What you come
But
to
it's
nickel?
dope. But what I really wanted to talk about, this was a conversation, well, something I thought of, and AJ and I shortly talked about it, and we're going to have the same answer, plus some. But who is the artist, no matter, like, what song comes on, you're like, A, I'm not listening to this song, or B, I'm for sure skipping this verse. For me and AJ, it's definitely Nicki Minaj. I cannot listen to
That's
Nicki
add me to that.
and Brandon.
Wait. So you can't listen to her fireest verse on that Kanye track?
Monster.
Monster.
Actually,
that's what we talked about. So
we-
that's the only one I was like, yo, it was lit, and I don't skip that one.
I
but
don't give a F-U-C-K. Like,
For me, and I know you're gonna get mad about this, Phil, but also E40. I'm gonna
bro,
skip.
don't disrespect 40.
Like for some 40 singles, I'll fuck with, but him on a feature, nope. Also, I was gonna say Big Pun. Oh, now I'm forgetting his name.
Fat Joe?
No. He's
Bun
from
B.
Texas. Bun B. Yeah, Bun B. I'm skipping every Bun B verse.
Killing me, Zach, bro. Jesus.
But yeah,
Christ.
but I think the thing with Nicki Minaj is that if you're listening to a song and it's cool, like when she gets on it, it kind of just changes the entire vibe of the song.
Yeah. Like there's been even some like normal, like calm or like bubble pop,
Like Ariana
bubblegum
Grande.
pop songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
she's
all
like,
of a sudden she's like yelling.
Like, yo, let's get.
I like Nicki Minaj though, but like
Yeah,
I know
I
what
don't-
you mean.
She's
I know
not
what you
terrible,
mean.
but like on a feature, it's like
Yeah.
I'm usually
features, I don't
like
her.
anything with like I don't know. It's like a whole group of niggas like the Trippy Reds, like any dudes with like colored hair and tattoos on their
Yeah,
face. Like
Trippie
that
Red's
new,
voice is very
that new
annoying.
sound of music.
Yeah.
is,
I don't
is
like
straight.
Trippie Red
Yeah,
either.
Trippie Red's trash.
Him,
Sorry, Trippie
what's the
Red
boy
Reds.
name? NBA Youngboy. I don't really like him too much.
There's some
I thought you
songs
would
that
like
are
it
like
because he's so angry. All the time.
okay.
But I don't like how he rap.
Yeah,
Cause like he just,
I'm not the biggest fan of NBA.
same.
Him is
There's a few songs.
you
that
know,
he's
like
on
the
I
Lil-
like,
the
but-
Lils of the
NBA
world.
somehow, I don't know like why or how, but he's like probably like the top streaming artist on YouTube. Like he gets
All the
Because
All-
all the little
all
white
little
kids
kids.
love him.
No,
views
all
on
the
views
kids
on
love
views.
him. All the kids love him.
They love
all,
that
Well, there's a
bro.
lot of there's a lot of white kids. That's why I said all
Yeah,
white kids.
dog, they love him. Kids,
I'm sure-
I'm
I'm
telling you,
sure.
kids love.
Me, I like rappers. So like
Yeah.
even on features, if you don't bring a style to a feature,
Yeah.
you gotta bring bars
Yeah.
or just like content.
Who's
Like,
your favorite feature?
my favorite feature? Ooh,
Todd Dillerson.
My
Yeah,
favorite. some
Todd
of my
Dillerson for sure.
My
I
favorite
feel like
feature,
his
Frank
actual
Ocean.
songs aren't even that.
If you put Frank Ocean on a track, it's gonna be fire.
That's
I
tough.
agree, I
My
like
favorite
them.
features is probably you can't go wrong with a Cuddy Him.
Yeah.
A Charlie Murphy or Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Ooey. What's it?
Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, Charlie Wilson.
Can't-
Bro, anything he's on, automatic heat.
Let me see.
Bro, I
that's,
gotta
that's actually
say-
really tough.
Ice cold, baby. I'm ice cold. I'm talking about Andre 3 Stacks.
Oh yeah.
3 Stacks. And when he jumps on a feature, he's fucking. When 16 with Rick
When
Ross.
16 ain't enough.
He was
Oh,
just
yeah.
going off. I was like, yo. Then he jumped on that when J. Cole was featured on that party. Lottie Dottie.
You know who my
shut
favorite
up, J.
feature is
Cole.
now? And you gonna kill me for saying this.
E40.
Jay-Z. Right now, Jay-Z. Because whenever Jay-Z's
interesting.
featured on a, well, no, because whenever Jay-Z's featured on any track within the past 3 or 4 years, he drops just an amazing verse.
Yeah.
So right now it's probably Jay-Z because he's not putting out music.
I like
But which is
Tyler.
why I said
Sip
you were
your tea,
probably
yeah,
say
sip your tea.
something. I knew it was gonna come. So
I mean, of course, Drake's a cheat code, so that's not even worth mentioning.
Really? I don't really like him on all features.
Really?
I think he fucks up songs sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think he makes everything way better.
No,
Bro,
not at all.
Get his piece out your mouth, bro.
It's
Not everything, but not at all, bro. Like he makes like him and Ross together is undefeated.
Yeah.
He makes lesser rappers.
Oh wait, Rick Ross on a feature. is
Yeah,
you
super
can't go
lit.
wrong
with it.
That's a good point.
Oh,
better. He makes I think lesser rappers better.
Yeah.
When he's on like songs that like spitters, like I don't know if he makes it. I don't know if he makes it that much more better. But like if he like the Mackinons of the world and like Tuesdays, he makes.
When
those
Rick
songs
Ross
10
gets
times.
on a track, you just start feeling comfortable.
Yeah, you feel rich.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just feel luxurious.
You just like relax. Like
I know
okay.
Phil going to disagree with me on this, but I feel like Young Thug on features is usually pretty good.
Young Thug is lit. I was thinking about the other day. I need
I think
another
he's
Young
good.
Thug
I
album.
think
Yeah.
he's not my favorite, but
Yeah.
he's good. I
But
mean,
I-
even Future sometimes.
Yeah, I think as Zayit said, Ty Dolla Sign. I was gonna call him Ty Dillison again, but Ty Dolla Sign and Charlie Wilson are probably my top two.
Wait, you called him Todd Dillison?
It's
Have
from
you
the
ever watched
show.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Oh no, yeah.
It's so
Ty
funny,
Dolla
you should
Sign is
watch
good for sure. I liked and we mentioned when we talked about the life of Pablo. Every feature
Yeah.
that he was on, that he killed it.
Yeah.
But I still think my number one is Frank Ocean.
Yeah, I gotta go Jay. Bro, Jay right now on any feature, it's the verse of the year.
I think I found a playlist one time that was all of Charlie Wilson's like features, and I'm like, yo, these are all classic songs.
How
Like,
many
you-
Snoop songs was on there? Cause he's on a lot of
yeah,
songs
he
with
is.
Snoop.
But he's on a lot of Ye songs.
Ooh-wee.
I think he's on a Cuddy song, but there's a lot of songs that he's on that you're like, damn, I forgot he was on this.
who?
Charlie Wilson.
There's
Yeah.
just like certain artists that just are great features.
Yeah.
Like the Warren G's of the Nate Dogs of the world. Like certain artists like just cheat code to have on a feature.
Yeah.
It's like it's. Oh, I know who I forgot. Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak.
Anderson
is a good
.Paak.
one.
Him and
Okay,
Jay Z.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who your outfit reminded me of.
Yeah,
Anderson
as soon as you said
.Paak.
Anderson .Paak, I was like, oh, he's
It makes
Anderson
sense.
.Paak. Right
Anderson
now.
.Paak on a feature. It's his song.
I don't like him for some reason.
I like
What?
him a lot.
I like him and Bruno, even though I hate them both, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, but that song is fire.
Silk Sonic.
Yeah, and that's why I started listening to the 70s stuff and why that whole conversation last week came up.
So you didn't like Malibu?
Basically, features are good when like someone comes on with their sound and it doesn't take away from the other person's sound or the song in general.
I love Anderson .Paak on a feature because
Yeah.
his voice is so unique. Funny story, I saw him in concert before he blew up. Talked to him for like 10-20 minutes outside of
Really?
the concert.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, he got on Compton for Dre and did like a lot of that project. And he was like, I'm like, huh, that's crazy. I saw this dude, didn't know who he was because I went to see Rory. So he opened up for Rory.
Yeah.
But at the time, he was rocking out like full instrumentation. So I'm like, damn, this dude kind of soulful.
Yeah.
Like this nigga cold.
Yeah.
We vibing. Then Rory goes on performing. He's just chilling in the parking lot. So I went up to him. I was like, hey, bro, like, what's your name? He's like, oh, I'm Anderson .Paak. I was like, you snap. Gave him a compliment. I was like, you did dope. He's like, yeah, man, I just been traveling on the road, just performing. And then, like, some chicks started coming up to him talking. So I just got up out of there. Can't want to hate.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was weird. Like, which is also why I like getting artists on the come up. Because you have a conversation with him, and then a year later, he's like blown up because of the Dre track, because of Dre's Compton album.
I'm not a fan of this artist, but J. Cole, I can admit, like, is pretty decent on features usually.
Except for that one song, Party.
What song?
Beyonce song?
I'm surprised you gave him his credit.
We
I'll
like
give it
to
him.
party.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I
when
forgot
He,
he was
he
on
wasn't
that
on,
song.
he wasn't bad on that.
Sometimes I like J.
He-
Cole more on features than
Bro,
some of his songs.
He was horrible on that, and then
Yeah.
then they
But
had
all
to
of his-
re-release a
all of his
song
songs
with
sound the same,
Andre
right?
3
Yeah.
Stacks on it.
Did they?
Oh, that's
Oh.
why. Because I
Uh,
only know the one with Andre.
See,
3000.
that makes me feel like the Mandela effect. Because what was the one song? It was Plies and Akon. And then it
Bust
switched
It,
to like,
Baby.
no, and then I
Wait,
think
no?
it switched to Snoop and Akon.
I wanna that one.
It might have been. Originally, I think it was Plies on it. Then they switched it to Snoop, and it's like I be forgetting Plies and Akon had that song. But anyways, y'all got anything else?
Speaking of music, Mavi, you didn't like him, but I love his album. He has an EP called
I
The
didn't
End of
like-
Earth.
It was not that
It's
great.
Mavi. No, it's weird. You didn't like it, but I sent it to Miles. He rocked with it heavy. Sent it to
Yeah.
some other couple people and was like, it's like Byron rocked with it.
Yeah.
A couple people I sent to rock with it. So it's like it's either you like it or you don't. It's
Yeah.
weird. But I told you, it caught me on this. Like the first listen, I was like, whatever. Second, third listen, I was addicted, and I can't stop playing it.
The first licking.
The first licking.
But I feel like most of the music I've said this for a while now. Like I just feel like I kind of been off of rap for the last couple of years. But most of the stuff that I've liked that you've sent has been non-rap stuff, like some like reggae.
even
What
that's
was
not
what was
like rap.
Teo? I really fucked with
Teo,
that. Still
yeah.
listen to that shit to this day. No, that was definitely rap, bro.
It's hip hop. It's not rap. It's
All
hip
right,
hop.
hip hop.
But Freddie Gibbs, that I
Gangsta
started
Gibbs.
listening to
Yeah.
Freddie more. Niggas lit. And shout out my nigga Bill Free. So he out here in the streets. Hit by that. Hit about it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that song. We get hit by it.
Also, Givion's album is pretty decent. Givion.
What
No,
you
I think
listen
it's
to
Is
these
that
days,
Heartbreak
Zayit?
Anniversary?
I
or
listen
something?
to like the same
Yeah.
five
I feel like
songs.
you like an Atlantis Morissette type.
What?
Huh?
A what?
Linus Morris.
What's
Atlantis. He said Atlantis.
Ariana
Oh,
Grande?
That's
No,
that's
I'm
the
not
song
like-
they sang. That what's the name sang? Justin Timberlake and what's that dude's name? Jimmy Fallon, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they performed it or whatever. Was it?
It's not ironic. It's
FKA
Ironic, yes,
Twigs.
ironic.
That's my
Isn't it
jam.
Did you
ironic?
say FKJ?
FKA
No.
Twigs.
FKA Twigs.
I like FKA
I
Twigs.
love her.
I like FKA Twigs.
I love her to death.
FKA Twigs is good. Masego's good. I'm waiting for some new Masego. Is it
I like
Masego?
Masego, he said it.
Oh, I'm waiting for
Yeah.
new Masego to come out. 'Cause
You
I
about
feel
to
like
say
he's a cheat
Masiago?
code too. I was about to.
But no, I want new ASAP Rocky, new Frank, and,
Tyler the Creator.
and new Young Thug.
I need new Kendrick, bro.
Thank
need-
you.
Oh yeah,
K-Dot,
obviously
please.
Kendrick, but like we know we're not gonna get that.
We're not getting Kendrick for like 2 more years.
Wait, where did he go? Like, what's his
He's
deal?
sleeping. I don't know.
Well, he had a
Hibernating?
like after he dropped Damn, he had a kid, like another kid.
Oh, I didn't
What?
even know that.
Yeah, he had a kid, and like he was just doing a family thing.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, Cuddy just tweeted at Kendrick today, so he's like, "I miss you." So I don't know what that means. Like,
And
you
he was
know.
starting his label too, cause what's the name signing his label? That dude that sings, "I'm trying to," and I fuck that. What's the he's King,
J-Rock
Baby
or
King, Baby King,
whatever?
Baby King, with that orange soda song.
Oh,
He
I like that
signed to
song.
Kendrick's label.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's like his little.
He gives
that's
me
like
like
his cousin.
Kendrick vibes.
That's
Oh,
his
that's
cousin.
his cousin.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's been doing that whole thing of like
Yeah.
building his own thing, which is why I don't think we've been getting any music.
Yeah.
I thought Kendrick had died, and I said, "Miss you,
Nah,
Kendrick." I
he's
was like,
just
"What?"
working-
I had to
He's
go
been
on
working
there.
behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff like musically.
He's probably gonna come out with something soon.
I
If
hope
Cuddy
so,
says
bro.
something, "I miss you, Kendrick." Something.
Yeah, I
coming.
guess his last project technically was the Black Panther.
2017. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
technically Black Panther.
And that was probably
that's
the
like-
best movie
So-
Well, you
Soundtrack.
But Judas and the Black Messiah was really
Cold.
live, too.
Bro, I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. That's been the best.
I listened to
movie
it.
soundtrack
Black
since
Panther.
He was
Panther.
Masego was
Black
on there
Panther
too, but he was only
pretty
on
lit.
course.
Yeah, Black Panther to me is better.
No,
I think it might be better, but this one's newer, so I have to give it a
Yeah.
few more
Yeah,
listens.
it
But
might
like
be better.
her, the song with her on it, she killed it.
her,
She's
the
so
one with
talented.
the one with White Dave.
I don't know if I.
The one with
Oh,
Nardo
yeah.
Wick. It's called War. I can't stop listening to that one. G Herbo's features all snapped. He had a lot of Chicago people on there, so you know I rock with it heavy
Yeah.
because it was obviously based in Chicago. So.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Zayit,
Jay-Z had a feature on there
Oh.
that I knew you liked.
Jay Z and Nips, come on out. What it feel like?
yeah.
Rest in peace, Nip.
All right, Zayit, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
It's been late.
Another episode, another woman.
She's a great fit.
And
Another
hopefully-
female.
Have fun.
Hopefully, she is it's one of your heroes after hearing
also,
this.
let's talk about the fact that AJ was the one that invited me to the podcast, not my own brother.
No, we
Jeez.
talked about it. We talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
And
like,
let's
I hit
not
him
get
up
messy.
First, and I was like, "Oh, I'll text her."
Because
and he
I've
was
been
like,
waiting.
he was like, "Do you want me to hit her up, or do you want to hit her up?" And I was like, "I'll hit her up." And I was like, "Actually, you could just do
No,
it."
it's fine. I really don't care. I'm just happy to be here.
But nah, it's been a pleasure. We're close to 1,000 downloads, like I said earlier. So please download this episode. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by episode 20. Of course, follow us.
Wait, is
And-
this 19?
No, this
19?
20.
That's
This
20. You mean
20 right
20?
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
I was like, 19's my lucky
Damn,
number.
you know what next episode is? This is a big episode for us.
Yeah, number 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
It's our favorite number.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter at SiftPod. Subscribe on YouTube, and then download it. of
Like and
course,
download.
on Apple, Spotify, and all that good shit.
And send the news to the no, I'm just playing.
All right, hit the drop.
I'm just kidding.
Peace.
Just send the news to the DMs.